Okay, so I think we got it fixed. Hello again, everybody. I'm Bill. Welcome back to X-Plane 11. If I'm not able to splice in the original opening where I explain what we do, I'll briefly go over it. Got some FSEconomy flights planned, and here are the flights that we got. We're going to go to Burbank. So the plane is actually at Burbank right now, but I'm going to be flying out of John Wayne. That's going to be our base of operations. So once we get to Burbank, we're going to go John Wayne, Burbank, empty. We're going to pick the plane up and pick up these two passengers for going to Torrance. So we're going to take these two guys to Torrance, and then we're going to pick up these 5 guys going out to Desert Center. Lima 64, which isn't actually the name of that. It's Charlie November 64. And then after that, we've got these 4 business travelers going to New Koyama for $2,500. So this should be a pretty good haul if we can make this work. We got $8,000 worth of value, and that should be okay. Pretty simple flights. The first flight that we have is going to Burbank, and we're going to go special flight rules to get over there, which will be a little bit tricky in a twin that wants to go very fast. So let's pick up the ATC
Orange
here.
County, John Wayne Information Delta, 1900 Zulu weather, wind
St. Wilfred.
190
Are you hearing smooth
visibility
jazz?
more than 10. Sky conditions 3,800 view, 10,000 scattered, 12,000
Or is it just my
scattered, temperature
voice?
24.
It's often confused.
Altimeter 2994. Arriving
Eagles
20
fan,
right,
1191. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome
departing
aboard.
Runways 20 right, 20 left. Advise on initial contact you have Delta.
We got Delta. And this altimeter is always kind of annoying, but I think that should be centered there. And then we're going to leave on, we're probably going to get a 240 heading, which isn't actually accurate, but
1900 Zulu weather. Wind 190
that tends to be the
visibility more than 10. Sky
PilotEdge
conditions 3,800 view,
heading
10,000
choice.
scattered, 12,000 scattered, temperature 24, dew point 16. Altimeter 2994. Arriving runways 20 right, 20 left. Departing
That's your radio.
runways 20 right, 20 left. Advise on initial contact you have Delta.
Okay, we've got Delta. And we're going to be on a 240 heading at or below 2,400 feet. Departure frequency is going to be 128.1.
Orange County,
And
John
we are
Wayne
going to
Information
squawk
Delta.
something or other.
1900 Zulu weather. Wind 190 at 9. Visibility more than 10.
Thank you, Mr. Adis. So lovely. Do we have any chatter? We don't want to step on anyone here. Oh, we didn't. Oh, crap, that's why.
Connected to PilotEdge.
0.16. Altimeter 29 or 9 or 4. Arriving and departing runways 20 left, 20 right. Visual approaches in use. VFR departures, contact clearance delivery, advise on course heading, altitude, and if flight following is requested. Read back all runway assignments and hold short instructions.
Runway.
Advise on initial contact you have information X-ray.
X-ray. Alright. That'll work. Alright, now let's give it a second here.
John Wayne Tower, November 351, Sierra Sierra.
November 351, Sierra
What's up,
Sierra,
Davis?
Burbank Tower, enter right downwind, runway 20 right, clear to land, wind 220 at 5.
Enter right downwind for 20 right, clear to land, 351 Sierra Sierra.
Showing clearance, good evening. Piper Navajo 9992 Whiskey with information X-ray. Like flight following to Burbank via special flight rules 4,500.
November 992 Whiskey German delivery. On departure, fly heading 230, maintain VFR at below 2,400. Departure frequency 128.1, squawk 2445.
2445. Okay, it's departure left heading 230 out of below 2,400 feet. Departure frequency 128.1, squawk 2445, 992 Whiskey.
November 92 Whiskey, is that correct?
Cool. 230, so that's a little closer to
John Wayne
real life.
ground at American 3210, request pushback onto Alpha.
We got scope 244.
November 553 Foxtrot, Togo approach, John Wayne altimeter 29 and 94.
Alt mode.
American 3210, John Wayne ground, push north.
So there, let's go over to plates.
Push up approved, American 3210.
And documents. And we're going to close that out. And we're going to do... oh, crap. What do you do? I forgot where to go. My documents. There we go. Okay, my documents. And then we're going to go
Alpha Charlie Alpha Mike, reduce speed to
to
210. Then descend and maintain 7,000.
this guy, LA TAC chart. And there's the special flight rules. So the... Santa Monica VOR is 110.8, so there's 110.8 in nav 1. I'm actually going to maybe put it in nav 2. 110.8 is already in there. So I think that is this guy down here. And then we're on the 132 radial outbound, so we just put that on the bottom. That scrolls really slow. 132 is right about there. That is the reciprocal, so when that lines up, we're good. That is all we need. We're 4,500. We could do the rest. We need to be below 140 knots, and that is briefed. Okay. John Wayne ground is 120.8. Get that in.
X-ray Alpha Charlie Alpha Mike, turn left heading 360. Descend and maintain 5,000.
Fuel looks good. Some more lights coming on. John Wayne ground, good evening. Navajo 992 Whiskey, ACI West taxi with X-ray.
Navajo 992 Whiskey, John Wayne ground, good evening. Runway 20 right at Juliet, taxi via Bravo Juliet.
All right, Bravo Juliet 20 right, and we're gonna do a run up as well. 992 Whiskey.
Roger.
So we're gonna ask for.
Towers.
X-ray Alpha Charlie Alpha Mike, Las Vegas Airport, 1 o'clock and 10 miles, report outside.
That's not good. That's clear.
X-ray Alpha Charlie Alpha Mike, clear visual approach, runway 8 right, contact tower 119.9.
There's a 10-year-old on the frequency. What's up, John? That is not going to go well.
Colon Camarillo Tower, say again.
Camarillo Tower, Cessna 66 Romeo.
Cessna 66 Romeo Sierra Camarillo Tower, go ahead.
Request land runway 26, information with postcard.
Cessna 6 Romeo Sierra, say position.
That's not gonna.
Northeast of the airport.
Northeast of the airport.
Cessna 6 Romeo Sierra Roger, make a straight into runway 26, clear to land.
Let's
Clear
go
to land,
Alpha
66
Charlie
Romeo Sierra.
on visual approach on where is right.
X-ray Alpha Charlie Alpha Mike, Las Vegas Tower, runway 8 right, clear to land, wind 140 at 10, gas 15.
That's good. That's good.
Clear to land runway 8 right, extra Alpha Charlie flight, thank you.
Yeah, well, that's not good. Very curious, indeed. Jarring ground, Navajo 992 Whiskey, ready to continue. Request Kilo for departure.
Navajo 92 Whiskey, runway 20 right at Kilo, taxi via Bravo Kilo.
Bravo Kilo 20 right, Navajo 992 Whiskey. Yeah, we're not going to take off at Juliet. That would not be allowed.
November 1, Sierra Sierra, cut 10 is a pass, give way to the Navajo, left to right, then taxi to parking via Bravo, monitor ground, have a good day.
We'll watch out for the traffic, monitor ground, taxi to parking via Bravo, 351 Sierra Sierra, thank you.
John McGrath, American 3210, ready to taxi.
American 3210, runway 20 right,
Busy.
taxi via Alpha Lima, hold short of runway 20 left.
20 right, Alpha Lima, hold short, 20 left, American 3210.
4,500 is our altitude. We need to be below 140 knots before entering the transition.
Approaching runway 20 right.
28.1, we'll get that queued up here. Alright. So we got tower. Got tower ready to go. Everything looks good. We're trimmed for takeoff. Looks like that is nice.
Cessna 53 Fox should be advised you're in a violation of Los Angeles Bravo airspace. Once you leave the Bravo, you cannot enter back in without a new clearance. And the shelf where you at goes from 7,000 to 10,000 feet, so inside that shelf. It's going to be a non-passing grade on the Cat 11.
Join Tower, Navajo 992 Whiskey, holding short 20 right at Kilo.
Navajo 992 Whiskey, German Tower, runway 20 right at Kilo, clear for takeoff, wind 220 at 5.
Alright, clear for takeoff, 20 right at Kilo, 992 Whiskey. Okay, lights, camera, action. We're good there. We are clear to the left, clear to the right.
Approaching runway 20 right.
Cessna 53 Fox at 25, copy,
Enter
and let me know if you have any
20
questions.
right. 5,300 feet remaining.
Props are full
Step
forward.
somebody say again.
Mixture is full rich. Instruments are in green, ready to go.
Skyhawk 5 to Lima, standby. Cessna 53 Fox, did you copy the Cat 11 status, and do you have any questions?
Okay, there is full power. Set. Everything is
Alright, Skyhawk 5 to Lima, go ahead with the question.
a little bit squirrely on the ground. We're up.
You would not like to be given a descent. Los Angeles arrivals go northbound to Seal Beach just at 7,000, so there's literally no room. The Coliseum route is designed to be level at 9,500 all the way. It's generally not a very good choice between Burbank and John Wayne. You would be looking for a lower transition, but you'd have to stay level all the way.
Alright.
Cessna 5 no problem. Leaving Los Angeles Bravo airspace now. Contact Sokol approach 128.1. Navajo 92 Whiskey, radar contact Sokol departure.
Departure, 92 Whiskey.
That's Vegas Tower.
So we had somebody
Extra Alpha
checking.
Charlie Alpha Mike, Roger. I-5 is a bus, cross runway 8 left at Alpha 3, this frequency.
Within 9,500, we've also found ourselves in IMC.
November 28 after Lima Sokol approach, Roger John Wayne altimeter 2994, are you IFR certified, and would you like an IFR corner?
2994, I'm not IFR certified, I'm not.
November 5 to Lima, roger. On your present track, my minimum return altitude is 3,500 for another 20 miles. So if you want to start down a descent, do 3,500 now.
Okay, we'll begin our descent now to 3,500, 5-2 Lima.
SoCal departure, Navajo, 992 Whiskey, 2,300 restricted 2,400.
Navajo, 992 Whiskey, SoCal departure, resume on navigation, cancel altitude restrictions.
Resuming on nav, 992 Whiskey.
Cessna 66 Romeo Sierra, cover your ground, taxi to parking via Bravo, Foxtrot, have a good night.
We'll slow down once we enter the transition, but yeah, we're doing 170 already.
American 3210, Burbank Tower, cross runway 20 left at Lima, runway 20 right, clear for takeoff, wind 220 at 5. American 3210, runway 20 right, clear for takeoff.
Nice and
Next round for
smooth.
Channel Alpha Mike taxi to parking via Charlie, all looks like straight ahead, have a good night.
Looks good, we've got a nice climb going.
Cessna 5 to Lima, advise when reaching VFA condition.
Yeah, we'll let you know when we break out here, 3852 Lima, thank you.
Cessna 553 Foxtrot, SoCal approach, radio check.
Alright, coming up on our altitude, there is 4,500.
53 Foxtrot, I'll read you fast.
Cessna 53 Foxtrot, did you copy the Cat 11 rating results?
Cat 11 from the other pilot.
Mess. Nope, we want the
Cessna
heading.
553 Foxtrot, your Cat 11 results. Did you copy earlier?
No, I did not. Can you say again?
Cessna 53 Fox, Roger. You busted the Bravo airspace 7,000 to 10,000 shells south of Seal Beach. That's going to be a non-pricing rate on the Cat 11. Once you leave Class Bravo airspace, you cannot climb back in without a new column.
Oh, copy that. I didn't realize you were talking to me. All right, thank you. I'll terminate it at this point.
Roger, no problem.
Alright, so we're aimed in the right direction. And we're gonna get there really quick, but we do have to slow down in time, so
Approach 3852 Lima now.
we're gonna keep an eye on that.
Breaking
We're just
out
going
the bottoms are like 7,500 here.
Cessna 52 Lima, Roger, maintain VFR.
VFR 52 Lima.
Let's pull everything back here. And we're looking at this needle right here. That is going to
Push 3210, contact departure.
determine where we're lined up. And we could do it, we have them both. We have nav 1 and 2 in there, so we could do
So departure American 3210 at 1,000 for 5,000.
like that. So that's 2.
American 3210, SoCal departure, radar contact, finally maintain 13,000.
Did you start the FSE flight? I did not.
13,000 American 3210.
Because I don't have a flight to start. The plane and the passengers are in Burbank, so we're just
Over 52 Lima, verify
we're
landing,
going
John
empty
Wayne.
over to Burbank, and then we'll fill this.
Say again, 52 Lima.
What's up,
Verify
Bernie?
John Wayne is your
Happy Monday.
destination.
A-Farm, John Wayne is our destination, 52 Lima.
Roger, do you have the airport in sight?
Yes, sir, we do just now.
And we got Brandon.
52 Lima, Roger, contact John Wayne Tower, 119.9er.
119.9 or 52 Lima.
We could cancel at any time here, actually. Let's see. We got ATIS is going to be 34.5.
We're at 3852 Lima, John Wayne Tower, make a right 360, then enter left down, runway 20 left.
Happy Monday.
On initial contact, you have information India.
Yeah, we got India. Tuesday. Possibly. Alright, it's quiet up here. We we could probably let loose here. SoCal approach Navajo 992 Whiskey. Would like to terminate flight following for the transition.
We're 902 Whiskey, radar service terminated. Squawk VFR, frequency change approved. Good.
Alright, frequency change approved. We'll talk to you later. 902 Whiskey. So we've got 1, 2, 0, 1. And that is our squawk, our beacon code for the transition. And then on the frequency, we're going to be 28.55. And that is all you need to know. That and the radial in order to successfully navigate the special flight rules transition. It's very, very easy. And that actually looks like our heading right there. Turn it up. What's up, the Aviator? It's pretty cool, man. It's one of the better Carenado planes that I've tried to fly. Which isn't that many, but I'm not really my virtual hangar is not overflowing with planes, put it that way, but it seems to be one of the most usable. So we're set up. This is all you got to do. And then while we're doing this, because this is kind of you know, the easy part, make sure that we're still not busting at speed. We'll get the Burbank Tower in here, because we're just going to we gotta go approach. So we're gonna do 24.6. 24.6. Our first call. We're gonna have to be pretty quick. Visibility is not great. What is the METAR? Burbank right now. It's showing 10. It's all VFR'd. VFR'd up. What is LAX reporting? LAX is showing 15. Yeah, it's still, this is just haze. I mean, I don't know. I don't think this is quite accurate. I mean, this is technically probably 10, but it's a less comfortable 10 than normal. Special flight rules traffic, Navajo 4500 northbound to Beam Torrance. Special flight rules. That's it. You just got to make a couple of those calls and just keep an eye out for traffic. Which there can be a lot of. I've been there with, I think, 4 planes. Which is pretty crowded. You definitely have to coordinate a little bit. We were following behind a Piper. I think it was just a little Cherokee, and there was a couple planes behind us. Uh-oh. Hail Mary? Did I get that right? I think I got it just in the nick of time. Hail Mary, thank you so much for following. Welcome. All right, now the weather, that looks better. That looks like... Pull up. Oh yeah, it's nice out right now. And the Aviator, welcome aboard officially. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, I'm looking out right now. The view out my window right in front of me is looking up towards lit stuff. Looking west, and it's gorgeous right now. So there's no haze at the moment. Special flight rules traffic, Navajo 4500 northbound,
Destination
approaching
ATC
the
is
Hawthorne 405
135.1.
intersection. Special flight rules. This is nice being pegged just at exactly 140. You get through this transition really quick. Now we're probably going to get runway 8. Do we know where we're going once we get to Burbank? We need the FBO, so I'm going to get the taxi diagram. Let's go to Millionaire, I guess, or Atlantic. We'll go to Millionaire. And that's off on the left side, so that should be pretty easy. Pull off right into Millionaire. We'll get the plane, we'll get fueled up, we'll get our passengers on our way. We are approaching Los Angeles International Airport. It's outside of the plane. So there it is, LAX. We'll call up usually the North Complex for the second check-in. Once we get there. Okay, there's the South Complex. A little bit harder to see with this big old 350 horsepower engine in the way. Special flight rules traffic, Navajo 4500 northbound approaching the North Complex, LAX. Special flight rules. Got two more calls to make. And then we quickly got to get on with SoCal. I actually pull the power back even more and slow down just to give ourselves more time. Special flight rules traffic, Navajo 4500 northbound approaching Bologna Creek. Special flight rules. And we got one more. We're gonna have to be really quick here. A little early since it is all clear right now. We haven't heard anyone. We don't see anybody. Special flight rules traffic at Navajo 4500 northbound approaching Santa Monica VOR. Last call. Special flight rules. We've got India just got underneath that blue line. SoCal approach, good evening. Navajo 992 Whiskey 4500 just approaching Santa Monica VOR. We've got India inbound Burbank.
November 992 Whiskey, SoCal approach, squawk 5070.
5070, 992 Whiskey.
SoCal approach, 617 Alpha Whiskey.
November 617 Alpha Whiskey, SoCal.
Cessna 617 Alpha Whiskey, so Cessna 172, looking for flight following to Lima 45, climbing out of 8,100 for 8,500, about 7 miles northwest of Agua Dulce.
For 617 Alpha Whiskey, roger, for north of Agua Dulce, outside my airspace, you can try Joshua approach for your request on 126.1.
26.1,
902 Whiskey, radar contact, maintain VFR, verify information in Juliet.
Yeah, we'll pick up Juliet, 902 Whiskey.
Arriving and departing runways 815. Visual approaches in use. Land and hold short operations in effect for non-turbojet aircraft landing runway 15. 4,250 feet available. VFR departures contact clear and delivery. Advise
Captain
on
DeGroot,
course
thank you very much for the follow. Welcome
and if
aboard.
flight following is requested, read back all runway assignments and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact you have information, Juliet.
SoCal approach, Navajo 902 Whiskey, we've got Juliet.
902 Whiskey, roger. Number 617 Alpha Whiskey, squawk 3037.
3037, 7 Alpha Whiskey.
American 3210, contact Raleigh Center 133.2.
Okay, so there is the airport. Tower out there.
Number 7 Alpha Whiskey, radar contact. Maintain VFR, Palmdale altimeter 3001.
VFR 3001.
Yeah, this is Navajo, yeah. Mighty handsome one, if I can say so.
American 3210, Los Angeles Center, roger. Sierra Delta, San Luis Tower, roger, report 2 mile final runway 29er.
We'll get her going once my PPL is done. We'll get her in the real plane and see if we can get it to translate at all.
American 3210, climb and maintain followable 310. Carenado 2 Whiskey, contact Burbank Tower 118.7.
Alright, 18-7, enter 2 Whiskey. Burbank Tower, Navajo, 902 Whiskey, 4,500 with Juliet, full stop.
902 Whiskey, Burbank Tower, roger. Proceed straight in runway 8.
Okay, we'll be straight in for runway 8, 902 Whiskey. Zoom level. The zoom level is up here. I think it might be a 16. Back in Orange County, which is where I'm based out of, I fly out of John Wayne. I've got it to 17. So nothing crazy, but it does look pretty nice. Do you have to do any dual engine stuff IRL for the license? No. For the license, it's single engine piston, multi-engine's its own rating or endorsement, multi-engine endorsement. But I don't know for sure. I don't know if you'd call it an endorsement necessarily, but you need, high performance complex as well. So there's quite a bit more stuff you got to do. Okay, let's go props full. Yeah, mixture is full as well. That'll kind of slow us down. Let's turn on to our runway. Let's get all the lights on. Looking good. There is our runway. There's 8 right there, so that is in sight, and we just have to maintain nice, happy airspeed and glide slope. Luckily, this plane is super stable and really nice, so we should.
Room 902 Whiskey, wind 170 at 4, runway 8, clear to land.
All right, runway 8, clear to land, 902 Whiskey, thanks. Too low, and also
25 Sierra Delta, 2 mile final, runway 29er.
November 25 Sierra Delta, runway 29er, clear to land.
We're a little
Clear to
bit far
land,
out there.
runway 29er, 25 Sierra Delta.
3 green there. Get out of the way. Center line is eluding me a little bit. It's custom in some ways. I have the ortho. It's the GPB scenery. So the airport we're about to fly in is a pay-wear scenery pack. And then I've also got a free plugin. I can't remember the name of it. It's like West Coast Buildings or something, and it adds a lot of
1 mile final runway
the buildings
08.
and 3D objects.
American 3210, cross Misen at and maintain final
But
240.
it's pretty lightweight. Flaps coming in.
November 617 Alpha Whiskey, contact Bakersfield approach,
This doesn't
118.8.
like full flaps. Just gonna go 2 notches in there. Full flaps is just a barn door in this, so keep it right there. And we'll just keep it right at 95. Onto the airport property, which is always comforting. Flat, landable.
November 617 Alpha Whiskey, Bakersfield approach, roger, maintain VFR, altimeter is
Power idle.
2985, Bakersfield.
Transition. And just let it come down.
7 Alpha Whiskey, Bakersfield, altimeter 2985.
Sunrise still on. Whoa, whoa. Tank slapper in there. Okay. Acceptable landing. I'll take acceptable.
Number 902 Whiskey, safe parking.
We're going to be straight into Millionaire 902 Whiskey. We're at Delta 7.
Never mind, 2 Whiskey, roger, taxi straight into the ramp, remain this frequency.
Okay, straight in. We'll stay with you, 902 Whiskey. That is the Fly with Lua landing rates plugin. It is not very accurate, but it is still fun. And Rigorian is the plugin link commander. There's a lot of Southwest flights down there. That's kind of cool. All right, Millionaire. Hilarious. So we're going to pull in right next to this citation. Parking brake on. And then we're going to get the passenger door open. And we only got 2 people, so that's all we really need. It's just that. Now, to help our customers not have a
American 3210, contact Los Angeles Center 134.65.
terrible experience, we're going to leave this out, kill the left engine. We'll keep the right one going because we're going to make this really quick. All right, and go up to our plugins and go to FSEconomy. We can open up FSEconomy, log in. Oh, and I need to get the fuel in, maybe. So let's go down to refuel. Go provider. We'll do Pro West. Looks like it's the cheapest, so that is going to be that. 50% should be enough. So let's go fill to 122.
American 3210, Los Angeles Center, roger, descend via the KPX 6 arrival, Las Vegas altimeter 2989.
Thank you, Rigorian. All right. There is that. Now, Torrance, we want to do the special flight rules southbound as well. So we'll get our clearance for that here in a second. And I will hold off on getting that started until we're ready to go. Okay, you guys packed in there? All right, we got 2 guys going over to Torrance. Door is closed up. And now let's get the second engine. Make sure up there. And we will start that. Okay, left engine is good. And now we're going to coordinate our departure at here.
5 Sierra Delta, clear runway 29er, boarding with Foxtrot.
There.
5 Sierra Delta, taxi via Alpha to the ramp, remain this frequency.
Let's check ATIS.
Taxi Alpha ramp, remain on the
And if flight
frequency
following is
2
requested,
thank you.
read backhaul
Roger,
runway
Roger,
assignments
Roger,
and hold
Cat
short
2, right?
instructions. Advise on initial contact
That's
jam
right, thank
information, Juliet.
Okay, so we still have Juliet.
Burbank, Glendale, Pasadena Airport.
Burbank, Glendale, Pasadena Airport. Let's get clearance and delivery is 18 dead. So put that in our radio. Switch over to 18. Burbank clearance, Navajo 992 Whiskey information, Juliet. We'd like a VFR departure to the south, negative flight following. Did we do that right?
November 992 Whiskey, Burbank clearance, Roger, standby. 92 Whiskey, say again your direction of flight.
We're going to be heading south a little bit to the west. Special flight rules southbound, but we're going to be negative flight following outside of the ring, surface ring.
November 992 Whiskey, Roger. Departure frequency 134.2, squawk 1467.
Okay, that's departure frequency 1342 and squawking 1467 at 992 Whiskey.
992 Whiskey, read back correct.
So even though we want negative flight following out of here, we need the departure the departure frequency and the beacon code because it is a class Charlie. So that's pretty that's pretty typical. That is what is typical. 23.9 is the ground frequency, so we're going to go to ground. And then Burbank Tower is 18.8, so we're going to put in tower and find out where he wants us to go. Now, I'm not super familiar with Burbank, so I'm going to have the taxiway diagram out and ready to go for this readback. And this is kind of a cool feature of ForeFlight, so check this out. Burbank ground, Navajo 992 Whiskey at Millionaire with Juliet taxi for departure. So we're here.
November 992 Whiskey, Burbank ground, runway 8, taxi via Delta.
Oh, that's pretty easy. Okay, runway 8 via Delta, 992 Whiskey. That is the tiniest little thing ever. Let's do. So you can actually notate on the taxiway diagram where you gotta go. That's even thicker, but if it's somewhere you don't know, you can pre-plan and have that highlighted on your just directly on the taxiway diagram and good to go. So that is all we need for our taxi instruction.
617 Alpha Whiskey, Roger, radar service terminated, squawk VFR, frequency change approved.
We need to enter the movement area here. There's Delta.
Yeah.
0. Cross the line. Clear to the left. Clear to the right. Alright, so passengers are loaded up. We got 2 of them going to Torrance. Southbound special flight rules is the same, exactly the same, except at 3,500. So we don't have to touch anything. All of our nav stuff is ready to go. There's a Planet Fitness right up front. That scenery does look pretty good.
Approaching runway 08.
Up over there. Let's go to scratch pad and 134.2. Okay. Burbank Tower, Navajo 9er Whiskey, holding short runway 8.
Navajo 9er 2 Whiskey, Burbank Tower. After departure, proceed southbound on course. Maintain VFR at or below 2,500 until advised. Runway 8, wind 170 at 4, cleared for takeoff.
Okay, on departure southbound on course will be at or below 2,500. Clear for takeoff, runway 8, 9er 2 Whiskey. Right, strobes back on. Lights, camera. And we want full mixture, there we go. It's full. Don't think we're gonna need flaps on this one. We're not heavy. It seemed unnecessary before. So there's runway 8.
American 3210, contact Las Vegas approach 125.9er.
Rotation station. Brakes. Coming up. Terminal. Pull the props back.
American 3210, Las Vegas approach, thank you for Lima. You can expect runway 2, correction, the visual approach, runway 26 left. November 9er 2 Whiskey, radar contact, say altitude.
9er 2 Whiskey, climbing through 2,000.
92 Whiskey, roger, contact SoCal departure.
SoCal departure, 9er 2 Whiskey, see you. SoCal departure, Navajo 9er 2 Whiskey, 2,200, restricted 2,500.
November 9er 2 Whiskey, SoCal departure, roger, climb VFR at your discretion, Burbank altimeter 2996.
Okay, VFR at our discretion, 9er 2 Whiskey. Cool, so let's get, we're not going that high, we're just going to 3,500.
Advise on initial contact. You have information Romeo.
Awesome. Information Romeo. It's very nice out right now. We're fine. We'll be landing 2-9. 3,500. Almost there. We'll get the autopilot on for this. Not because you really normally get on autopilot for a flight like this, but it's so much easier to control in the simulator. So autopilot is on, heading mode, altitude mode, and then close that guy. That should be good. Configure for somewhat of a cruise, and then pull the power way back. And SoCal approach, Navajo 902 Whiskey, like to terminate flight following.
902 Whiskey, radar service terminated, squawk VFR, frequency change approved.
Alright, squawk and VFR, frequency change approved, 902 Whiskey, see you. So again, we're going to go 1, 2, 0, 1, there. And we're going to go to...
American 3210, clear direct IPUMI, cross IPUMI at 1000, then descend via the Capex 6 arrival.
8, 5...
Clear IPUMI, cross IPUMI, at
No, wait. We're just going to go direct to... And that airspace goes up to 2700, which we're well above that. Special flight rules, traffic, Navajo 3500, southbound, approaching Santa Monica, special flight rules. What do we say, India at Torrance?
Left, 29 right. Visual approach is in use. Read back all runway assignments and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact you have information Romeo.
Romeo, okay.
Torrance Zamperini Airport. ATC information.
We've got 24-0, which is Torrance Tower, ready to go, because this is going to be pretty quick. Coming up on Torrance right now, and we're going to make a turn, and you'll see this needle jump around here in just a second as we float over the cone of confusion right above the VOR station. And that's right. And you can see it on here too. We've got we're just coming up to the VOR, so we'll make the turn now, and we'll just line it up with the end of our little arrow, which is in the opposite direction, but it'll still take us along roughly the same route. We'll probably have to fine-tune that a little bit once we finish this turn. This thing banks actually pretty steep. You'll see it'll roll out right on this heading. It's showing full deflection because we are right over the VOR. So that should start coming in pretty quickly as we move away from the VOR station, which is just right at the end of the runway there. See it? Black dot there. Might be off just enough on that where it's not going to come back, but let's bring it back to the right, and we should see that coming back in. Special flight rules, traffic, Navajo 3500 southbound, approaching Bologna Creek, special flight rules. The lateral limits of this is the 405 and the coast. So it actually is a pretty big lateral limit. There's the 405 right there. But flying the actual radial, obviously always a good idea to be as precise as possible, but that is the actual lateral limit. I didn't set it up at all. I just put it in the plugins folder, and that's it. really shouldn't be much to it. Special flight rules, traffic, Navajo 3500 is southbound approaching the North LAX complex. Special flight rules. We've got Romeo, and we will probably have Torrance in sight. And there's Torrance. What do I have? Fly with Lua, FSEconomy, Squawk Box. Fly with Lua, I mean, not too much. Special flight rules, traffic, Navajo 3500 southbound over Imperial Highway. Special flight rules. Okay, it looks pretty quiet right now. Special flight rules, traffic, Navajo 3500 departing southbound to Torrance. Last call. Special flight rules. Again, this is a little tiny bit early, but we're moving pretty fast. So.
4.
250 Delta, San Luis ground, runway 29 taxi via Alpha.
Taxi via Alpha, 5 Sierra Delta, that's correction, it's Cat 3.
American 3210, report the airport inside 10 o'clock and 7 miles. American 3210, cleared visual approach, runway 26 left.
Torrance Tower, good evening, Navajo 992 Whiskey with Romeo 3500 southbound off the special flight rules over the Hawthorne 405 freeway, full stop.
992 Romeo, Torrance Tower, and a right downwind, runway 29 right.
Alright, it's 992 Whiskey, and we'll enter a right downwind for 29er right. Okay, cool. Piece of cake. What's our pattern altitude here? 1100. Piece of cake. So we will get our lights on just so you see us. Specs, I've got very modest setup. It's an i5 6700K overclocked. It's like at 4.7 and a 1066 gig and 16 gigabytes of RAM. So it is not a huge system. Real flying is way too expensive to have a nice computer. Even though I happen to work at Newegg, I still am rocking the modest setup. Coming in at a little bit of a 45, which is perfectly fine. We are a lot faster than a 172, so this will have to be a big enough pattern for us to make it around.
Number 902 Whiskey, runway 29er right, clear to land.
Alright, 29er right, clear to land, 902 Whiskey. Okay, so the lights are on. Let's go props, mixture. Flaps open here in a second. Make sure speed is still good. Good power setting. This is a little bit of a big downwind, but I want to make sure that we have enough space. We're a little high on the pattern altitude by a couple hundred feet, which is actually perfect because by the time we do get down to pattern altitude,
John Wayne clearance, Hyper Archer 5742 Delta, IFR to Ontario with Yankee.
Number 5742 Delta, John Wayne clearance, clear to Ontario Airport. After departure, fly heading 220. Expect radar vector Seal Beach and then as filed. Maintain 2000. Expect 5000 5 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 128.1. Squawk 5173.
Clear to Ontario, heading 220, radar vectors to SLI, altitude 4,000, expect 5,000 and 5.
Well, it's true. I mean, I look at
128,
you know, systems all day long,
and
Ernie, and
5173. 573 squawk.
A 10 series
42
card
Delta,
is
English altitude is
perfectly
2,000.
fine.
You can expect 4,000 in 5 minutes.
I-5,
Departure frequency is
perfectly fine,
128.1.
Given everything that's out right
2,000,
now,
expect 4,000 in 5 minutes, and frequency 128.1, 5742 Delta.
But everything is relative.
Delta 3 back correct.
If it can run nicely,
3210, contact Las Vegas Tower, 100.9.
then it's perfect for it. This is actually kind of a little bit tighter base than I thought I was going to do.
I'll say American Tower, 725 Delta, holding short runway 29.
American 3210, Las Vegas Tower, 1180 at 9er, gust 21, runway 26 left, clear to land.
26 left, clear to land, American 3210.
November 25 Sierra Delta, San Luis Tower, left close traffic approved, report midfield downwind, runway 29er, clear for takeoff.
Left close traffic approved, report downwind.
Nice smooth turns for our
500
customers. Okay, I'll turn down the
GBM 9 Delta Sierra, time now 0346, clearance avoid if not airborne by 0355.
We had a little
release
audio
departure.
issues at the beginning of the stream, so that's some remnants of that. DeGroot, hang on one second, let me get this thing on the ground here. I'm about to pull up. That's Simflyer, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome aboard. Centerline is not happening on that one. I feel like something is not quite right about
that. 2 Whiskey, exit left when able, stay parking.
Okay, left when able, and we're going to Great American Aviation, 2 Whiskey.
902 Whiskey Rider taxi to Great American via Charlie, Alpha, and Echo. Remain on this frequency.
Okay, Charlie, Alpha, and Echo, and we'll stay with you, 902 Whiskey. And that is nice and convenient not to have to cross any how do you get rid of the message when start flying sim from Fly with Logo? I'm not sure, like the landing rate plugin? What is happening? Trevor, Pilot, thank you very much for the raid. Welcome, guys. And we should be coming up on Echo here. Oh, this thing taxes so bad. Yep, there is Echo. Duluth, happy Monday. Welcome, guys.
John Wayne Ground, Piper 5742 Delta at the West General Aviation for a northwest departure with Yankee.
5742 Delta, John Wayne Ground, runway 20 right at Kilo, taxi via Bravo.
20 right, taxi to Kilo at Bravo, 5742 Delta.
That looks pretty good to me. We'll call that done there. So let's get FSEconomy open here, and we'll finish. Those guys dropped off. Looks good. Close that for right now.
American 3210, cross runway 26 right at Alpha 7, and say which ramp are you going to?
We'll shut off the left side.
26 right, Alpha 7, and we'd like to go to Charlie, American 3210.
Passenger, now we got more peeps coming in now.
25 Sierra Delta, midfield, left downwind, runway 29er.
November 25 Sierra Delta, runway 29er, clear for the option.
There you go.
Runway 29er,
no,
clear
not
for the
using
option,
Navigraph,
25 Sierra
using
Delta.
ForeFlight, actually. Okay. Alright, now this one is going to be kind of weird. So we're at KTOA, and then we're going out to private.
American 3210, taxi via Bravo, Bravo 5 to the ramp and monitor ground point 1.
Bravo, Bravo 5 to the ramp and monitor ground, American 3210.
And I believe that it is... Oh, Desert Center, here we go. Desert Center, this is going to be 2D as all hell. This flight is very, very simple. So we're going to get a departure out of 29, and then right turn on course approved. And then we're just going to be climbing up through. So we're going to get flight following out of here for sure, and stay underneath the Bravo. And what is going to be our cruise altitude? Okay, so that's a little bit problematic. So it's going to have to either be above that, or we're just going to go to Banning, which I think is the best route to go. Keeps us out of the mountains. And then we're going to be at, we'll say 9,500. Let's check the winds here. VFR tailwind, nope, 5,500, winds calm. So 7,500 is going to be
final, runway 29er.
Our altitude, because we do have a headwind at 9,500.
Number 5 straight Delta, Roger, runway 29er, you've been cleared for the option. It's only necessary for you to report the midfield.
No bueno, okay.
Okay, received, thank you.
Does Torrance have a clearance delivery? I don't think they do. Nope, okay. Alright. Let's get our homies loaded in here. FSEconomy. And start flight. We got a whole packed frickin' plane here. Looks awesome. And we got fuel looks okay. Everybody's on board. Looks like it. So we'll get the luggage door and the passenger door shut. Get some mixture on here. And we'll get that thing started.
I'm on the ground. Set 431 Juliet Papa request.
Okay, so Torrance ground is
431 Juliet Papa.
I have a clearance. IFR flight plan to French Valley. Request clearance.
Okay.
Air 431 Juliet Papa, Roger, cleared to the French Valley Airport. Be the runway 19er departure procedure. Paradise, Victor 186, Nickel, and then direct. Maintain 3,000. Expect 4,000 5 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 135.4. Squawk 4163.
Okay, 431 Juliet Papa clear to French Valley. So runway 19er departure procedure, Paradise, then Victor 187 to Nickel, 3,000, maintain 4,000 in 4 minutes, 135.4, squawk 4163.
System 1 Juliet Papa, read back correct.
What's the name of this? Great American Aviation. Torrance ground, good evening. Navajo 902 Whiskey. Information Romeo. We're at the FBO, like flight following eastbound to Desert Center at 7,500. That was clunky.
November 992 Whiskey, Roger, departure frequency 134.9er, squawk 7106.
Okay, it's departure frequency 1349, squawking 7106, 992 Whiskey, we're ready to taxi.
Carenado 2 Whiskey, read back correct, runway 29er right, taxi via Foxtrot, Alpha Juliet.
Foxtrot, Alpha Juliet, 29 right, 902 Whiskey.
G59 Delta Sierra, so kind of departure ident.
Okay, there we go. Foxtrot, Alpha Juliet, Foxtrot.
9 Sierra radar contact, climb and maintain 9,000.
Alpha down to Juliet, easy. So we'll take a left at Foxtrot. Okay, we're
Hello,
clear
Tower.
to the left.
Cessna 25 Sierra Delta, midfield, left downwind, runway 29er.
Bear 5 Sierra Delta, runway 29er, clear for the option.
Runway 29er, clear for the
Some
option,
good
25
flight
Sierra
sim
Delta.
economy-ing. Gonna force that into a verb. You know all about verbs, right, Juliet? There is Foxtrot. So there's Alpha Foxtrot. And then we are all the way down to Juliet. Clear to the left, clear to the right. All the way down. Okay, we've got our beacon code in there, that's good. And then we're 34.9 on the way out of here. This is the home of Sling Aircraft and Robinson Helicopters. Nice brisk little breeze going down the runway. Torrance Tower, Navajo 992 Whiskey, Juliet, short of 29er right.
Bear 992 Whiskey,
Approaching
Torrance Tower.
runway 29 right.
After departure, proceed on course, runway 29er right, clear for takeoff.
Alright, proceed on course after takeoff, 29er right, clear for takeoff, 992 Whiskey. Okay, so we got lights, camera, action, mixture's full rich. Everyone in the back is buckled in. Clear to the right, clear to the left. One notch of flaps in because we're pretty heavy. We should notice the
Entered
weight.
runway 29 right. 4,900 feet
Notice this
remaining.
weight too, so let's see how long it takes us to get going here. Alright, there is takeoff power set. Everything looks like it's green. Up. Roger brake. Gear coming up. Flaps coming back. Flaps coming up. Let's check our airspace. Gotta be below 6,000. So let's make our turn. So we climb up here. A little bit less on the RPM.
November 902 Whiskey, I gave you the wrong frequency before. You'll need to contact SoCal now on 128.1 chip.
Alright, 28.1, 902 Whiskey Sierra. SoCal Navajo 902 Whiskey, 1,400 climbing, 7,500.
For 902 Whiskey, SoCal departure, radar contact, maintain VFR, Torrance altimeter 2995.
Alright, 2995, 902 Whiskey, thanks.
Number 9 Delta Sierra, contact SoCal approach 128.1.
28.1, TBM 9 Sierra.
So as you can tell on ForeFlight here, we're just going to converge with our flight plan here. It keeps us out of most airspace.
TBM 9 Sierra 9,000.
And then we'll just hold off on the climb.
Number 259 Delta
outside
Sierra,
of the-
SoCal approach, Roger, John Wayne,
shelf.
altimeter
But we are
2995.
clear up to 5,000 here. and then it moves up. There's
431 Julia
there's a
Papa.
6,000 foot shelf.
I'm on ground, runway 19er, taxi via
So
Alpha.
we're basically just slowly stepping it up with the Bravo. Caution TFR ahead. That is Disneyland. No one cares about that. Because Mickey is an asshole. Almost on our line here. So turn on course and then give it up for the Autopilot to help us along the way. Again, you not really need Autopilot in the real thing, but it's kind of a pain in the butt to keep these things flying straight and smooth. Alright, so let's turn on the Autopilot. Go heading, altitude. Those are selected.
Remember, 50 Delta, runway 29 cleared for the option.
Is not exactly what we need, but once we get established there and we buck down right in front of Long Beach airspace, they're at 26,000 feet, so we are fine above them airspace wise. That's us from Long Beach. We're above their airspace, even though it definitely does not look like that. Go to Autopilot. We're going to go to up. Actually, we'll have to turn off altitude. Trim it up a little bit and get it. There's no vertical speed here. This is just essentially electric trim.
Pop out Mountain Tower, runway 19er,
okay, so we're still under the 5,000. We're about to come to the 6,000 foot, and then after the 6, we're in the clear. So 1,000 feet per minute. We can actually probably go a little smooth more than that, but just keep an eye on it. So right now we're under 5,000 foot shelf, and we should be out of that. Beloved Orange County. So for those of you that are new to the channel, welcome. My name is Bill, and I am a real-world student pilot out of John Wayne, which is out there somewhere. And I've been using X-Plane for about a year and a half. And
Number 66 Romeo Sierra Long Beach ground. Roger, say your position and verify your information, Oscar.
As a way to practice for my real-world private pilot's license, and it has saved me thousands of dollars.
Number 66 Romeo Sierra, Roger. The airport has a lot of hangars. Can you be just a little bit more specific about your position?
Get it, Brandon. Okay, so there we're coming up on 5,000 feet.
Number 66 Romeo Sierra, Roger. Runway 26 left, taxi via Foxtrot Delta.
We're probably going to go to 35. Fly DC jets. Well, I appreciate that.
Number 1 Juliet Papa.
This
check your
is
beacon
pretty much
code.
what I
You don't
do.
appear to be swapping your
VFR,
sign codes.
GA,
Should be 41.
And I try to keep it
departure.
as real as I can. And this is even more elaborate than usual. The plane that I fly is a 172S, so I'll usually fly the rep pack painted just like the plane that I fly. And we're going to come up really quick on our altitude, so let's kill that for a second. So, and I do the real flights, the flights that I do in the real world, and I debrief them from some in-plane footage and try to make it as educational as possible and debrief the flights in the real world. But this is the kind of flying that I love to do because it's so interesting and it changes all the time depending on weather and traffic, all kinds of other considerations. If you're flying IFR, it's cool to be in the system even on PilotEdge, but there's not much variation to it, and once you've got the autopilot set up, it just does its thing and you don't really have to think too much. I enjoy the VFR flight planning and kind of problem solving as we go. And now we're outside of that airspace, so we can turn altitude off and head back up. Let's go 7.
I
got my PPL in Livermore many moons ago. Had the same kind of
259 Delta Sierra.
Yeah, that Bay Area airspace is really fun. And there's really been nothing like it down here in Southern California. Learning how to fly, it's been awesome, especially learning out of John Wayne, which is just insanely busy and one of the best airports in the country. There's so much cool stuff. It's gorgeous, tons of action. I absolutely love it. But we're also spoiled here for other airports, which is another reason why PilotEdge is so much fun in this area, because there are so many fun airports that are really close for a nice little VFR flight. You don't have to be in a 737 going from Dallas to Minneapolis all the time, or some of these commercial, I'm gonna call them role play flights, but commercial type flights. You can get so much more variation in here with VFR flying, and PilotEdge just makes it that much more fun. But yeah, there's a lot of variety. You got Catalina to the west, you got Big Bear to the northeast, and Palm Springs with heat, and Fallbrook, which is a tiny little airport, and all the San Diego airports, and Inland Empire, everything on the coast, the Bravo transitions. It's super fun. But the combination for the sim of a fun plane like this is nice looking, nice sounding plane with Flight Sim Economy, PilotEdge. It's so much fun. There's our 7,500. Climbed out. Let's get this thing down to
Navajo 902 Whiskey, VFR traffic 11 o'clock, 2.5 miles south westbound, altitude indicates 6,600, type 19.
Okay, we'll be looking for that traffic, 902 Whiskey. Got him on ADSB, but I do not see him. Visually, he's going to be past. He's right over my wing, under my wing, and no factor. He's probably going to squirt out right up there. That traffic in sight, he's behind us in no factor, 902 Whiskey. Got our nice tailwind at 7,500. Here is
9 Delta Sierra, fly heading 120, vector final approach course.
See Corona here.
Hey, 120.
Corona Airport. Chino Airport.
902 Whiskey, contact approach 135.4.
35.4, 902 Whiskey, see you. And then you got Riverside out there, and Flaybob out there. So many cool airports. SoCal approach, Navajo 902 Whiskey, 7,500.
Navajo 902 Whiskey, SoCal approach, roger, Ontario altimeter 2996.
902 Whiskey, thanks. Alright, cool. Peanut Butter, what's happening? Again, thank you all very much for watching. If you are new to the channel, this portion of Cruise is brought to you unbeknownst to him Bye, Steve1. Kaniba, who urges you to?
If you guys do like these videos, be sure to smash that thumbs up button. Also subscribe to the channel.
Thank you very much, David. I forgot to do that. Pull that down a little bit since we don't have our handy little slider. Love the PA-31 as well. An FBO I flew with had one for charters, and I always thought it was a nice workhorse, cleaned up with the leather seats. I agree, dude. It's an SUV, man. It's just a truck. It's super stable. You know, when I was picking this in the sim, those were all the things that we were talking about. I did a stream where we were selecting, I think it was between this and a 340, and just landed on this because it's got a nice big cabin. It's really stable. The control surfaces are nice and big, and it has, at least this Carenado version, has been really, really nice. It doesn't have a ton of useful load necessarily, or carrying, passengers, only five extra seats. But for FSEconomy,
maintain 7,000.
having 5 people on the plane, traveling at close to 200 knots is pretty good. The source I use for the ortho is Bing. I use the BI source, and it turned out pretty nice. And I'm obviously, having lived here, pretty picky about it, and it's been good in these spots. Looks nice though around here, doesn't it? I think the key to making your sim look really nice is keeping it as simple as possible. The more plugins you start adding, the more things start going wrong and not meshing well and all that stuff. So, you got some seams here. I don't really notice that one too much, and I fly around here quite a bit. But they're great with the Panther mod and 350 horsepower side. I agree. I think this is supposed to be the 350 horsepower one. I'm not sure. I know it's a turbo. It's the turbo one, but I don't know if it's technically the Panther mod. I think, doesn't the Panther mod have the wingtip? The wingtips, which is really good.
Remember, 9 Delta Sierra, extend and maintain 5,000.
5,000 TBM 9 to 0.
Let's see, my first flight ever was out of Chino. I taught out of Torrance for a while, dude. That's awesome. Sandera, where do you live now? What area are you flying in now? There is Ontario. So Chino's back there somewhere. Okay, I think we've got to be quite dialed in. Kiro, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome. Hello there, Kiro.
Air 5742 Delta, John Wayne Tower, runway 20 right, Kilo clear for takeoff.
Oh, this music to my ears. 20 right at Kilo, clear for takeoff. My beautiful John Wayne. Do you have the HD textures? I've got the, I don't think they're called HD textures, but it's something like that. It's some like West Coast textures plugin that actually looks.
November 66 Romeo Sierra Roger, say again your direction.
P-Shack17, thank you for the follow. Welcome. How you guys doing? Yeah, for as many airports as there are around here, I still have a lot of them to check off my list. The airports that I have landed at
November 9 Delta Sierra, turn 10 degrees
far,
left.
obviously John Wayne, Fullerton, Corona, French Valley, Fallbrook, Camarillo, Oxnard, Palomar, Big Bear. Big Bear was fun. Grew up in Fullerton. That is a really great little airport. My wife and I go to that restaurant, the Wings Cafe, almost every weekend. It's so good and really, really cheap. They have like mimosas and Bloody Marys, I think, are $2.99 on the weekend. It's a freaking steal. I love that.
November 1 Juliet Papa, March altimeter 29er.
Absolutely.
And verify did you have the weather for the French Valley area?
You gotta go to the
Visual approach.
valley.
Valley shore. 1 Juliet Papa.
Number 42 Delta, contact departure.
Freight dock. I don't know any of those. I'm starting in this hobby. Just got my yoke. Kiro, fantastic, man. Welcome. Way up in the valley.
So call departure 5742 Delta at
I know. I should get up there.
2000.
5742 Delta, so got departure. Radar contact. Climb and maintain 5,000.
Climb and maintain 5,000.
Kiro, if you're just getting into the hobby, this is a great place to go, and it's Discord. I don't know how familiar you are with Discord, but that's the link to my
Number
Discord
42 Delta, clear
server.
direct Seal Beach.
And it's comprised of people that have watched the streams and just like a kind of a tight little community. But it's a great place to ask a bunch of questions. So if you have any questions, ask, and if I can answer, I will, obviously. But there's a ton of super knowledgeable people that can help.
Number 9 Delta Sierra, turn right heading 170.
170
but yeah, welcome, dude. You're gonna have a ton of fun, man. I'm excited whenever I hear people that are just getting into it, because what happened when I just got into it is I ended up, working on getting my pilot's license for real. So it's very, very addictive, super, super fun. Aviation is just an absolute drug. It's fantastic.
Number 259 Delta Sierra, 4 miles from Vida. Turn right heading 240. Maintain 4,000 until established on the localizer. Cleared localizer runway 27 approach.
Heading 220, maintain 4,000 until established on localizer. Clear localizer 27 approach. Yeah,
Hi Wayne, you are definitely a college
240 to intercept the localizer.
Okay, 240 can be about it here.
Definitely a college kid. Welcome up. Welcome to the land of the living. I really have lots of questions, dude. I was right where you were too, man. So yeah, don't feel bad. Obviously, Google is your friend. Keep that in mind with a lot of stuff, but yeah, just ask away for sure. So Sandero, I fly out of John Wayne. I absolutely love it. It is, I think, this is completely biased, but I think John Wayne is the best airport to learn to fly.
And 9 Delta Sierra, you don't appear to have intercepted the localizer.
It forces you to learn a lot of skills that you normally wouldn't get to, being out of a smaller...
9 Delta Sierra, you don't appear to have intercepted the localizer. Cancel approach clearance, fly present heading.
It's fantastic.
Okay, fly present heading, TBF out of Sierra.
9 Delta Sierra, you receiving the localizer?
What's up, DeGroot? Okay, I have to go currently. 12:18 here in New York. All right, man. Thank you very much.
Prior to that, you weren't receiving
Captain DeGroot, thank you for joining us tonight. Hopefully we'll see you around.
So 14 miles from the airport, you weren't receiving the localizer.
Mix-a-lot 13. I'm currently a PPL, finishing my instruments.
I won't be able to issue a passing grade for the Carenado.
Dude, that's fantastic, man. Well,
expect vectors
congrats,
back
obviously,
to
on the PPL, and congrats on getting close to the instrument.
Heading 170, 900 Sierra.
9 Delta Sierra negative, left heading 110.
Welcome.
Heading 110.
That's super fun. Yeah, the
Number
GTA
1 Juliet Papa, clear direct French Valley Airport.
Pretty good highway.
Direct French Valley, 421 Juliet Papa.
nervous about this Desert Center airport. This is, I don't think this is a very big airport. Oh, I missed it. Okay, yeah, Mix-a-Lot. Sorry. I had it shrunk so I couldn't see it. Mix-a-Lot, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome aboard officially. Oh, 4,200 feet. That's plenty of room. That's actually kind of a long-ass runway for being out in the middle of nowhere. Man, I hope this isn't just completely flat 2B garbage. It probably will be. What's the altitude? 600 feet, 600 foot, 1,600 foot pattern. I like learning out of LVK and CCR. Concorde is cool. They're both towered and surrounded by concrete.
Number 9 Delta Sierra, turn left heading 030.
But easy to get in. Yeah, there's some great flying up there. My dad and mom lived up there and flew out of They lived in Walnut Creek, Lafayette, Walnut Creek area. What the hell is the name of it? Crap.
Number 9 Delta Sierra, descend and maintain 3,800.
And to maintain 3,800, TBM 9 Sierra.
Buchanan. They were at a Buchanan field. Went to Nut Tree. Yeah, there's definitely some cool flying to be had in that area. it's all good.
Flying 360.
She's good, man.
360 TBM 9.
Oh, Buchanan, which is Concorde. Okay. Got it. Yeah, that's exactly where we were. Yeah, no, Julia's good.
4 miles from O'Kane, flying 300. Maintain 3,800 until established on the localizer. Clear localizer, runway 27 approach.
We got some cool stuff coming up high wing.
Localizer, clear localizer 27 approach.
We'll be excited to let you know about when the time comes.
Cessna Skyhawk 204. Fuck.
Watch
Whiskey, contact SoCal approach 126.7.
Julia. Perfect time for a Julia F-bomb. Thank you. Thank you, Ernie.
Navajo 902 Whiskey, contact SoCal 126.7.
Alright, 26.7 and then 902 Whiskey.
Number 431 Julia Papa, VFR traffic 12 o'clock, 6 miles, opposite direction, altitude indicates 3,900, type unknown.
Yeah, traffic inside 1 Julia Papa.
Roger. 41 Julia Papa, advising you of the French Valley Airport in sight, 12 o'clock and 1 6 miles.
Beautiful French Valley.
Yeah, I have traffic at, I have airport inside 1 Julia Papa.
Remember 1 Julia Papa, roger, cleared visual approach French Valley.
Yeah, I've heard Nut Tree is
clear visual approach French Valley, 431 Julia Papa.
SoCal approach, Navajo 902 Whiskey, 7,500.
Or 902 Whiskey, SoCal approach, Palm Springs, altimeter 2985.
902 Whiskey, thanks. Get like a good little front shot. Oh, that actually looks pretty badass. Right there. That's a shot. Okay. Got him. Got him. 4,200 foot runway. Let's see what's the weather looking like. We can do a past. Life is 180 at 6.
Number 9 Delta Sierra, contact Burbank Tower 118.3.
And 29
80.3 to Sierra.
So really we're fine either way. So we'll probably just cross over. We'll figure something out once we get there. Yeah, Kiro, this is X-Plane. I know that it says on the category that it is flight simulator. So most people, I would say, most of the time, if they're streaming under Flight Simulator 10, that it is actually X-Plane, and they will show that in the description. It says, you know, XP11 in there.
Number 259 Delta Sierra,
Vintage
Burbank Tower.
desert camo, dude.
Roger. When you check in
So
with any new controller, be sure to use your full call sign. Runway 27, clear to land.
Yeah, it just blends right in there. Here's another example of a ortho seam right there. So that's a little less than ideal, but that's what happens sometimes. Yeah, it is definitely camoed. Dude, dude, I would love to just light like a cigar in the back here with the velvet seats. Actually, they're not velvet, they're leather. Yeah, it's pretty pimp. Thank you, Jacob. Chances of barrel roll intensify. You want me to snap off a quick barrel roll, you know? What was I? What the hell was I saying? Saying something about something stupid. Something stupid and inconsequential, I'm sure. Ortho? No. Freight Dog, sorry I missed.
Number 42 Delta VFR traffic, 1 o'clock, 4 miles northeastbound, altitude indicate correction northwestbound, altitude indicates 4,500.
I'll keep an eye out for that traffic for it.
I have not been to SAS.
Number 431 Juliet Papa, report your cancellation of IFR in the air on this frequency or on the ground on 122.2. Radar service terminated, change to advisory frequency approved.
Okay, we'll cancel. I have in the air later, 1 Juliet Papa.
And 5742 Delta, I have that traffic in
just
sight.
Admire.
42 Delta, roger.
I don't remember. Oh, X-Plane 11. That's right. Yes, thank you, Kiro. Yeah, X-Plane. Okay, so Flight Simulator
TBM 9 Delta Sierra,
10,
exit right 1 able to activate Charlie to the ramp from this
stream
frequency.
category has been kind of a de facto catch-all for flight sim streamers. There still is an X-Plane 11 category, but it's used so infrequently that it never gets any traction. So what a lot of us will do is stream under Flight Sim 10, put X-Plane 11 in the description as a way to increase like the browsability of flight simulators. Twitch is actually working on having like a generic flight simulator category itself, because what you see here could be any one of really 3 simulators. You've got P3D, FSX, and X-Plane 11. Obviously that's not strictly true, but in terms of PilotEdge, some of these add-on planes are available for all 3.
Failure to join the localizer.
There's, in terms of like video games,
and also just remember, it is a requirement whenever you check in with the new controller that you use your full call sign. You cannot abbreviate it at all. I'm only telling you that because you did it on every frequency change.
What's up, Max? Good evening. This is the Carenado, Navajo, San Diego, yeah. So which do I think is better? I think X-Plane is way better. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's way better. Max, what's up, dude? So Max, I'm thinking about. I'm sorry. I'll talk to you once we get connected, Max, and I'll tell you what I've had going. Good suck. Thank you for the follow. Welcome aboard.
November 503 Alpha Mike.
But yeah, I've got some stuff going on, Max.
McClellan Palomar
so I've been a little bit
after departure, fly heading 175.
Communication, but
Expect
I was
radar
hoping
vectors, Victor 23,
that we can
file.
connect after you
Maintain
get back
5,000.
from Oshkosh
Departure
and
frequency
talk about
128.1. Squawk
citation,
1506.
brand change, Oshkosh, all that stuff. So, but we'll connect. And again, I apologize for not being very good with communication lately.
November 3 Alpha Mike, reback correct.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Yeah, so it's a physics-based flight model versus, I don't know what you'd call FSX, numerical-based. Dude, I will slide right in your DM, Max.
November 42 Delta, VFR traffic, 12 o'clock, 6 miles, opposite direction, altitude
Don't even
6,600.
tempt me with that crap. I'll be in your DM so quick.
I believe I have that. Is that directly on my 12 o'clock 5742 Delta?
42 Delta, affirmative, contact SoCal
yeah, explain is way more core than that. Those are the two reasons why I picked
SoCal
it
approach,
is
135.4,
the physics model, the fact that it's
Delta.
newer. It looks awesome too. There's for sure more support, more planes, more airports, more everything for FSX because it's been around for 20 years or whatever. But X-Plane 11 is quickly becoming kind of de facto. If you're getting into this now, you're going to
Thank you.
Actually, that looks like more.
SoCal approach, 5742 Delta at 5,000 en route to PDZ.
November 5742 Delta, SoCal approach, roger. Advise you have information Oscar in Ontario. Expect the visual approach, runway 26 left.
5742 Delta does have Oscar. Can I request the ILS 26 right?
And that thing
November 42 Delta, expect vectors, ILS 26 right approach.
We'll expect vectors for the ILS 26 right approach. 5742 Delta.
What are your specs, Jacob? That looks pretty nice right there. That might be our dude right there, actually. It's a little bit better one. Yeah, well, you like to learn how to fly on GTA Online Highwing, so I wouldn't expect you to want to go the X-Plane route. Which is understandable, it's cool. I mean, it's cool to be able to fly around and then, like, get out of the plane, murder a prostitute, fly around, get out of the plane.
November 503 Alpha Mike, John Wayne ground, runway 20 right at Kilo, taxi via Bravo.
Integrated AMD card, okay, yeah, you're definitely gonna want a discrete graphics card on that, for sure. Lord Vold, good evening to you as well. My iPad is now at low batteries, which means when that runs out, we won't have any way of flying ever. We're getting close then. Actually, we don't have, there's no frequency with this guy, is there? Whoops. Yeah, there is, it's a private field, so there is no Unicom. Awesome.
42 Delta, traffic 12 o'clock, 6
Lukla
miles
group
opposite
flight.
direction of Barron at
Love it.
6,600.
That airport is hilarious to fly in.
5742 Delta.
From Kathmandu, Max? Because that would be friggin' sweet. From Kathmandu, in twatters, a gaggle of twatters from Kathmandu. And we have to land. With real world weather, maybe? What is the time, what is the date and or proposed time?
Number 496 Whiskey, St. Louis ground, runway 29 taxi via Alpha. Correction, 4963 Golf, roger.
Because I would definitely like to. I was able to get a TBM and a PC-12 up there. TBM's a little ballsy. PC-12 would be a pretty good one. Long discussion, okay. Who is going to go on a Top Gun 2 date night next year? All the SoCal aviators assemble at one cinema. Okay, Saturday and Sunday afternoon, love it. Yeah, high wing. We should get some like full on event.
November 42 Delta, flying 050 vector Silas approach.
My buddy has a B1900.
050 for the ILS approach, Oregon 42 Delta.
That's awesome. What's up, Cessna? Niner Delta Sierra. There's actually a Niner Delta Sierra flying around right now.
Navajo 902 Whiskey, contact Los Angeles Center 126.35.
At 2635, 902 Whiskey. LA Center, Navajo 902 Whiskey, 7,500.
Navajo 902 Whiskey, Los Angeles Center, roger. San Martin altimeter 2999, maintain VFR, advise prior to any change in altitude.
Okay, we'll let you know when we're ready to drop 902 Whiskey. Damn it, Ernie. Damn it, man. Dude, you gotta, I mean, there's still some time. You could, you know, if they cancel, you know, we could hang out too. We could probably hang out, it'd be cool. Failed the I-8. Oh, was that you? We heard you fail that, dude. Yeah, you hit the, like, you went outside of the shelf and then came back in, right? That was you, right? Cessna?
November 250 Delta San Luis ground, roger, runway 29, taxi via Alpha. November 496 Golf, San Luis Tower, runway 29 cleared for takeoff, left closed, traffic approved, report midfield.
Gotcha. How are we doing on dead dinosaurs?
Five 03 Alpha Mike, Darling Tower, runway 20 right at Kilo, cleared for takeoff.
Let's pick up the speed here. We can do better. Just dump some manifold pressure at this thing. There's 200 knots over the ground. Decided to engage in aviation tonight. Just right at the white line. This is actually going a lot smoother than I thought. Let's see.
November 3 Alpha Mike, contact departure.
Los Angeles Center, Navajo 902 Whiskey, we'd like to cancel flight following now. Terminate.
November 902 Whiskey, roger, descend VFR at your discretion.
Alright, VFR at your discretion, 902 Whiskey.
Order 503 Alpha Mike, so kind of departure, radar contact, climb and maintain, 5,000. Two Whiskey, Houston, traffic observed between you and Desert Center Airport, radar service terminated, squawk VFR, frequency change approved.
Squawk and talk in VFR, frequency change approved, 902 Whiskey, see ya! Even though there isn't a frequency for us to change to, because it's a private field. But luckily we have the owner of the private field in the back. Your discretion.
4 Foxtrot Golf, you can contact Runway Tower 126.8. Good day. 126.8. See ya.
You guys okay in the back? You guys buckled in? Alright, they're buckled in. Alright. Got enough speed. Let's go nose up 10 degrees.
November 25 Sierra Delta, San Luis Tower, left downwind departure approved, runway 29 clear for takeoff.
Got him.
November 4963 Golf, there's traffic departing as a Skyhawk.
Sorry, FSEconomy
you are cleared for the option.
You guys are all puking back. I hope there's an actual airport. Oh yeah, this is Chuckwalla Valley. This is next to the Chuckwalla racetrack. Well, it was a positive G roll, so no whiskey.
Number 3 Alpha Mike, you're left heading 090, join Victor 23.
He actually was pouring it into it to show off to his friends. Okay, so we're gonna land at Chuckwalla. Dude, that was totally cash money, and our attitude indicator is completely jacked. Whoops. I may move to Monterey Park. Dude, what the hell is that about? You're bailing on Long Beach, man? Just because they don't have a silly little tail wheel? Gotta roll the other way to fix it?
For 5742 Delta, 3 miles from Zebulou, turn left heading 290, maintain 4,300 until established on the localizer. Cleared ILS runway 26 right approach.
So maybe let's cycle. Nope. It's totally effed. Left barrel roll. We could try a left barrel roll. Almost to our airport. For a second. Man, this thing was not built to do that. That attitude indicator is only part of the reason why. Alright, now that everyone is sick in the back, let's just try to spot this airport. Should have a racetrack right next to it.
6605 Delta, San Luis Tower, loud and clear.
Yeah, so there's the raceway. There's the racetrack. Yeah, that is definitely the airport. Yep. Okay, Desert Center, we're going to be coming in on 05.
Number 132
let's do
Echo
it. We'll do a
Foxtrot, send
break.
over clearance to request.
There is Chuckwalla Valley Raceway right there. That is a really fun racetrack. There's
Number 132 Echo Foxtrot,
this
Roger.
turn right here is
after departure,
major
fly
on
runway
camber,
heading,
so you
maintain
can hit that
VFR at below
really fast.
1,500 until advised. Departure frequency
Yeah, Jacob, it did not
120.55.
fix it.
Squawk 4241.
That is not good, you guys. Alright, should we do a low approach overhead brake?
Check a Foxtrot, read back correct. Number 42 Delta, verify you're receiving the localizer. You don't appear to be tracking it. Maybe you're turning now. 42 Delta, Roger. Contact Ontario Tower 120.6. Verify 742 Delta, Ontario Tower, wind 24016, runway 26 right, clear to land.
This is super flat. This will be pretty funny though. Okay. Alright, low approach. High speed low approach for runway 5. I'll have to fix it when we're on the ground.
Short final runway 05.
This is the third racetrack we've been to in the sim. Oh my god! It hit the ELT. Did we touch? Alright, let's configure to land. We'll turn that off. Thank you. Oh my god, that was freaking...
November 250 Delta, San Luis, Correction Center, Marina Tower, Roger, report left, midfield, downwind, runway 30.
Can't wait for the replay on that one. That ortho is not really good on the race.
November 63 Golf, runway 29, clear for the option.
I remember seeing some planes take off and land here. Oh my god, that is hilarious. I don't know if it touched. I mean, it had to have, otherwise the ELT wouldn't have gone off, but that's pretty crazy. I think FSEconomy still gives you the job if the ELT goes off. Approach.
Number 132 Echo Foxtrot, Santa Barbara ground, runway 25, taxi via Bravo Alpha Golf.
That's better than acceptable. Give me a break.
Alright, last aircraft calling, say your call sign.
That could be true. I wonder if that was. I wonder if I hit the props. That's actually a really good point. that was a legit Jerry approach.
I'll ask 285, you don't have a flight plan on file.
these punks off here.
Yeah, sure. There is no Alaskan aircraft with a IFR flight plan out of Ontario Airport right now. And it doesn't appear if there's anybody connected with that call sign as well.
Oh, engine 1, engine 2, or max brake for 5 seconds. What the hell? It's just, might not recognize it as being on the airport. Well, that was a fun low approach. Okay, so prop strike is a good yeah. Change of clothes. It's a mess back there. It is a total mess. Yeah, it could have been a prop strike, but would the ELT have gone off if it was just a prop strike? And I mean, X-Plane's pretty good about animating that. I mean, we'll find out. It's possible that it could have just bellied it in. I don't know. I don't know what the sim uses to trigger that ELT going off. What threshold there is, but that was really funny. Yeah, that's okay. Because it's 6 Gs. That would probably do it. Because yeah, I did crank it up pretty good. I made that up, bro. But you're right. It could be G load. Man, there is nothing out here except for that racetrack.
November 42 Delta, safe parking. Delta, Roger, taxi uniform, November 1, remain this frequency, good day. November 503 Alpha Mike, contact SoCal approach 1100.6.
Sweet. Ceremonial Melon, happy Monday. Okay, so let's kill that guy. Let's open up passenger door, luggage door. Whoops.
November 503 Alpha Mike, SoCal approach, Palomar altimeter 29906. As you have information, Golf.
Finish.
Expect vectors ILS runway 24 approach.
Got him. Sweet. How did that... Let's see how much money I got here. Let's do log. 3,500 bucks. That was pretty good. The
November
the
7345 Alpha, clearance on
one
request.
was 800 bucks. And this one was 3,500 bucks. That was pretty damn good. Now, let's check out the frickin' replay of that.
November 7345 Alpha, yes sir. I know that you're requesting IFR, sir. Just stand by, your clearance is on request.
Get him. Alright, here we go. Melon, I'm doing great.
November 63 Golf runway 29er cleared for the option.
Doing better than my poor FSE passengers here. We went in for
Roger.
the high-speed low approach, of course, into Desert Center, and we came out of it with the ELT going off.
November 3 Golf Sierra Long.
Did anybody clip that live?
November 7345 Alpha, it's full route clearance, advisory to copy.
So we're 215 over the ground right now.
November 7345 Alpha, cleared to the Las Vegas airport. Pomona 1 departure. Daggett transition. Clar 3 arrival. Climb via the SID, accept, maintain 14,000. Departure frequency 135.4, squawk 6233.
It just bellied right in there. That's what happened. Okay, so mystery solved there.
45 Alpha, negative, sir. It's a full route clearance. I'll require a full readback.
Yep, just a tactical overhead brake with a quick little belly landing for good measure, of course. Oh my god, that is freaking funny.
45 Alpha, roger.
So I was in this view and I wanted to just get like a little bit lower.
November 45 Alpha, are you ready to copy? I'm going to read you the clearance one more time. November 7345 Alpha, clear to the Las Vegas airport. Pomona 1 departure. The Daggett transition. Clar 3 arrival. Climb via the SID.
What's up, Gabs Neck?
Accept and maintain 14,000. Departure frequency 135.4. Squawk 6233.
Boom. Yeah, just bellied it in. All right, so right here, I decide that I want to get lower.
5 Sierra Delta, runway 30, clear line.
You can hear it scraping. What does it look like from the inside? Oh. That is ridiculous. How's that landing?
TBM 3 Golf Sierra, advisory to copy.
Oh, yeah, see, that landing was nice.
November 3 Golf Sierra, cleared to the Lima Bravo Bravo airport. After departure, fly runway heading until 800 feet. Then turn left. Heading 200.
Yeah, it looked like I just like, as I pitched up, I
and then as filed.
Hit the belly.
Maintain 3,000.
I think that
expect level 210, 5 minutes after departure.
According to X-Plane, the prop was okay.
128.1. Squawk 63.
Yeah, the attitude indicator's having a bad time. Attitude indicator's having a real rough go of it. And fix a kiss.
The 3 Golf Sierra, read back correct. November 503 Alpha Mike, depart Oceanside VOR, heading 070.
Is that not bound? Okay, we'll have to fix it. This way, fix. There we go. How's your vacuum? I think everything is fine. Everything's fine.
November 63 Golf, taxi via Alpha to the ramp and remain this frequency. I've updated your Cat 3 rating.
This thing does have oxygen in it? I didn't know that. Awesome. This is X-Plane 11, Mr. C. What is happening? This is a Carenado plane. So 30. I mean, that was a pretty good haul. Yeah, you can hop in the back, Mr. C. Microsoft Gamer, how's it going? Ernie, have a great night. Thanks for joining us. It's a workhorse. Yeah, it is definitely a workhorse. You could just belly it in and no one's gonna freaking pay attention. Okay, let's load up our next flight here. Let's go FSEconomy. Start flight. 4 business travelers. Great. We're locked up, right? Yeah, we're locked up. Cool.
November 3 Golf Sierra. Long Beach ground, runway.
I expose lurkers. All right, let's do the 1-engine taxi. I want to save as much fuel as possible. Oh. So it wants to go sharply to the left. Go figure. Which Newegg one? I'm in the Newegg one. Oh, the corporate one? Dude, Tony and I bailed out of that when we started getting like direct message customer service issues or inquiries. So for those of you that don't know, I'm a marketing manager at Newegg, and we started up a Newegg Discord for like the corporate. So we have like our streaming Newegg Discord. So Newegg Plays has one Discord, and then corporate Newegg has its own Discord, and we would join that Discord, and then we had just like a flood of people private messaging us like, where's my package, like I'm trying to get this thing returned. I'm like, oh my god, this is the worst. The shadows out the windows reflect the new wrinkles in the fuselage. Yeah, it does. It's all buckled. Oh my god. Okay, so we got lights, camera, action. Do we have enough fuel? We may not have enough fuel.
Number 2 Bob Sierra Delta, taxi via Alpha to the ramp and remain this frequency. We'll get a cap already.
Once we get there. We told them to stop checkpoints. Yeah, that was less ideal. Okay, so we got four paying customers in the back. We got 4,100 feet of runway. Bunch of desert. Take on power is set. Airspeed is alive. Everything is in the green. Have liftoff. Got positive rates. Bang right over the track. Not tailwind about 12,500. So it looks like we're going to be going to 12,500. Yeah, you got to pay. Absolutely. We gave these guys a bulk deal though, so it's not too bad. They're definitely paying less than the last group paid, and they had all the fun though too. Okay, who knows what VY is in a PA-31?
Number 3 Golf Sierra Long Beach Tower, runway 26 left for takeoff. Check clock shot, contact departure.
I wonder if that guy ever got his full route clearance correct. Brandon, did that guy ever get his full route clearance all the way red back? Completely.
Number 132 Echo Foxtrot, Santa Barbara departure, radar contact. Climb VFR at your discretion, resume on navigation.
I
November 349er Papa, I'm on the ground.
Oh boy. So that's a 2,200 foot per minute climb at 130 knots. I'll just slip you some Doritos. Yeah, that's fine. Some munchies are good.
November 39er, correction, 349er
Almost
Papa,
at
clearance on
3,000 feet
request.
per minute. High Wing, how do you not know what VY is in a Piper Navajo? I think his battery died during the 3 read back. Yeah. Poor guy. Poor Brandon.
November 3 Golf Sierra, contact departure.
Poor Brandon. Yeah, High Wing, you should just like know. You should know that. I don't care. You should know that off the top of your
Golf
head.
Sierra, so got departure, radar contact, climb and maintain 13,000.
We don't have time for your heists and your carjackings and such. We need VY for this aircraft. I am guessing that it's somewhere in what we're doing right now because this seems actually to be pretty decent climb performance. What is our temperature? What's our outside air temperature? Where would that information be kept?
November 3 Golf Sierra, clear direct to Avery. November 49er Papa, can you verify your destination airport?
Outside air temperature. High Wing, where is the outside air temperature in this? Is it there?
November 49er Papa, roger. November 349er Papa.
140. Alright, we're a little bit below that, so we may be at
squawk
VX.
3276.
Right. Are you ready for Wednesday? You get to rip apart.
November 49er Papa, read back correct. And
I'm pretty
before you
excited for
proceed any
that.
further,
That is one of my favorite
for your
times.
previous flight there, I need to issue a possible pilot deviation. It's apparent that you were maybe not familiar with the procedures you were trying to execute. And so due to the serious nature of this deviation, I recommend you try the pilot training program, specifically the I ratings in reference to IFR procedures. Can be found on the main pilot center link on the PilotEdge homepage.
He's not going to be happy with that. I can guarantee you, whoever that was, he's not going to be happy about that. Because if you're trying to just immediately fly IFR and PilotEdge,
November 349er Papa, runway 19er, taxi via Alpha Bravo.
it's because you, from what I've seen, it's from people that think they know what they're doing and then get really upset when they don't. That was some pretty damn good climbings out right there. Got up to 12,000 really quick, actually. Real quick. Good suck. Which guy, Jacob?
November 349er Papa, Money Tower, wind 20016, runway 19er, cleared for takeoff.
I'm attempting to do the I.
November 503 Alpha Mike, running 110, descend and maintain 4,000.
Thank you, Cessna. Alright, we're almost direct to that one. We can actually, let's put that in here. Let's go flight plan. Let's go to delete flight plan, cursor, and we go to Lima. right, now it's in there, and now we can go that to GPS.
For 400 Papa, contact departure.
Nav mode, and we're good to go. Let's pull back the props, get this thing going in full. We want
3400 Papa, so kind of departure, radar
speed
contact,
mode.
maintain VFR. Remember 3 Golf Sierra, contact Los Angeles Center 125.27. So maximum manifold pressure. We're going to pull back the props.
3 Golf Sierra 11.5, climb 13.
Number 3 Golf Sierra, Los Angeles Center, climb maintain by level 210.
By level 210, 3 Golf Sierra.
Leans pretty good right there. What plane do I fly IRL? I fly a 172S, 2003 172S, and then I also have time in a PA-28A, 180 horse Archer, which I love that plane. VY is 98 in this thing? Jesus. People build planes out of TNT.
Number 3 Alpha Mike, Carenado 160.
That's a pretty good one, Vern. Or Mr. C. I don't know why I keep saying Vern. That's a pretty good one. You fly the G1000? Sweet. Like in real life? Because it's Blue Line? Is Blue Line VY? Working on your PPL, sweet dude. That's a nice plane to get your initial PPL in. We're doing 260. We're gonna go a little bit faster. We're gonna push this thing. We're gonna have to keep an eye on the fuel because I don't know if we're gonna have quite enough to get there.
503 Alpha Mike, 6 miles, correction 4 miles from ESCON. Fly heading 210. Maintain 3,600 until established on the local riser. Clear ILS runway 24 approach.
Not seeing any to be on the door somewhere. Might be somewhere on the door. Lucky my flight school has 2 of them. Yeah, that is really nice. Grumman Tigers are cool, for sure. Check the right window. Ah. High wing. You did it. 40 degrees, that's not bad. Yeah, GA-wise, Bonanza. In my book. Nothing beats a Bonanza.
Number 132 Echo Foxtrot, contact Point Magoo approach 124.7.
A36, man. Had to squint at a checklist on Google. VX is 86, VY is 98. What the hell? I
Remember 132 Echo Foxtrot, Point Magoo
I
approach.
would say
Roger.
that G36 or A36 is even better than an SR22. SR22 is obviously newer, more advanced, but you're not going to be. You can't fit 6 people. High wing, we thought we had an update, and it is proving to be not. Didn't have an update, so. we're just gonna wait. Just have to wait a little bit. I won't partake in this guy. That's fine. Yeah, that's my. I mean, it just depends on what you want to do, but I agree. I mean, the SR-22 is definitely cool, but the Bonanza is too freaking awesome. It really is too freaking awesome. I just think that useful load, that club seating in the back, it's really, really nice. Just to be able to sit back there and sprawl out or fill it with luggage and stuff. True, but does your Bonanza have a parachute? I mean, the parachute is really cool. I get it. Parachute is cool, but I still think that if you're doing everything correctly, you're not going to need the parachute. And not that it's not a good thing to have. I completely recognize the benefits of it, but I don't know. I still just depending on what you're doing, because that is kind of like the big question. I still would probably prefer a Bonanza, and like the SR-22 is way too expensive. And that is...
contact Palomar Tower, 18.6.
Normal cruise, 29 inches and 2,300 RPM. So we're at 4250 on the manifold pressure and 23. So we can dial... We're good there. I mean, we're full on. Like, this thing is moving.
Passenger 3 off Mike Palomar Tower, runway 24, cleared to land.
Hauling ass. I'm doing 228 over the ground. We're just going full speed. I don't care what the fuel flow is. 25. We're going for it. We're gonna punch these cylinders straight out the block.
November 111 Hotel Echo, John clearance.
The best plane is the one you're flying at the time, 100%. But yeah, and I think Good has a good
November 111 Hotel
a good
Echo,
point in that the SR-22 is just way too expensive, and that was going to be my other point with the Bonanza. You know, if you get a brand new G36, you're going to be, you know, you're talking about a ton of money.
Squawk 7053.
But if you get even just like a nice Bonanza A36 with updated panels, GPS, ADSB, all that stuff, I mean, it's going to be around 200 to 300, and 300 is at the high end, versus an SR-22. You know, you're 5, 6, 7. You know, if it's
Number 1 Hotel Echo, Roger. Just verify after departure you're flight heading 220.
Yeah, Bonanzas are too fucking fun.
1 Hotel Echo, are you back correct?
They're too fun. That back, being able to hop into the back is really cool. Not sure if I can fit in a Bonanza. 6'8". Jacob, I am 6'5". It would be pretty tight for 6'8", depending on where you have your length. The left seat, there's a lot more room. You wouldn't be able to really work in the right seat, because I can barely fit in the right seat. But the left seat is lower down, so you might be okay in the left seat. 182 fits you perfectly. Yeah, well, 182. I mean, you can put your seat all the way back. Let's see. Once I get my PPL family GA aircraft, it seems like a good option. Yeah, it is really nice. No, I think he's right. The 182, you got a little bit wider. It's a little wider, and you've got just miles of leg room in that plane. Same with a 172. You got tons of leg room in a 172. You have to move that seat up so far. Depends on if you want anybody behind you or not, but with the seat all the way down, I clear the roof by an inch. Perfect. If everyone wants to buy me a TPM 900, that would be pretty fun.
November 111 Hotel Echo, John Wayne Grounds, runway 20 left at Kilo, taxi via Alpha Hotel Charlie Kilo.
Dude, we're making great time right now. This is awesome. This is awesome. I think we rented this wet, or yeah, I think this is a wet rental. Let's check it. No, it's dry. That sucks.
November 259 Delta Sierra.
No, that should be fine.
SoCal approach, clear from the Catalina Airport to the San Diego Lindbergh Airport. The Santa Catalina, then as filed, maintain 5,000. Departure frequency, correction, expect 900,000 5 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 127.4, squawk 41738.
We'll look at everything. Let's go. Let's do a little tour of our. Okay, so manifold pressure is through the roof. EGTs are good. Fuel flow is actually not as bad as I thought. I mean, if you pull the manifold pressure back, it drops out of the sky, but we don't want to sacrifice speed. Oil pressure looks good.
503 Alpha Mike, exit left when able.
Cylinder head temperature looks pretty good actually on both engines, and oil temperature looks good. So
3 Alpha Mike, I've updated your I2 rating.
That's not too bad.
No problem.
Fuel pressure looks good. Oxygen supply, we don't need any of that. Cockpit air, don't want any of this crap on.
132 Echo Foxtrot, contact SoCal approach 134.2.
Any of this stuff on them because we don't want to use any performance. Suction's looking good. Pull to cage.
One three check Foxtrot SoCal approach, Roger. Thanks for Lima, maintain BFR.
I don't have much in it though. I mean, our EGT is already pretty high. How come you can't hear other planes? So I am on like a center frequency, so I can hear the controller but not the other pilot. So if we went on to, we probably could pick up flight following anyway. What is a good frequency to use here? Might have to go to the IFR chart. Postage stamp, where are you? 2815.
Over 3 Alpha Mike, say again?
Let's try 2815.
Oh, Roger, no worries. Have a good night. Take it easy.
Los Angeles Center, Navajo, 992 Whiskey, 12,500.
Swimmer 992 Whiskey, Los Angeles Center, squawk 4736, a request.
Alright, 4736. We'd like to pick up flight following to New Koyama at 12,500. Yeah. Good evening to the...
Honor 2 Whiskey Radar, contact 20 miles northwest of Palm Springs, altitude.
It's 12,592 Whiskey.
92 Whiskey Roger, San Bernardino, altimeter 2997.
Alright, 2997, 92 Whiskey. This thing is just broken. It's as close as you're gonna get. It's totally screwed. Okay. Are we going? We're going right over Big Bear? Is that Big Bear right there? Oh yeah, it's Big Bear.
For 111 Hotel, go John Wayne Tower, runway 20 left at Kilo, clear for takeoff.
What's up, Steven? There is Big Bear.
Number 259 Delta Sierra, SoCal time now 0527, clearance
My
avoided
instructor and I
Niner 1 by
spent a very long
0540, release for departure.
afternoon stuck there. Unbelievably gorgeous airport to fly into, though. Holy crap. Highway, have you been up there? Zero mic echo up there. Just installing a A320. Sweet. Which A320? Paddle out. It's really freaking awesome. It's a cool flight up there. Back in February. On the 182? I don't remember seeing pictures of that. We actually might beat PilotEdge. Yeah, I don't remember. I mean, I'm sure I did see it. I just can't. My brain is on varying levels of functionality. Flying in Europe is like trying to buy a gun in California. Unfortunately. So, pretty places to fly, I would imagine, in Europe.
Echo, contact departure. Radio Echo Foxtrot, contact Burbank Tower, 118.7.
Lucas, how's it going?
Hotel Echo, SoCal, contact.
Good to hear. Good to hear, Lucas. Happy Monday or Tuesday morning.
132 Echo Foxtrot, Burbank Tower, proceed straight in, runway 8. For 259 Delta Sierra, SoCal departure right in. We're 9 Delta Sierra, verify you're on your assigned beacon code, should be 4173. Delta Sierra, radar contact 2 miles east of Santa Catalina, climb and maintain 900,000.
There goes Cessna.
For 1 Hotel Echo, turn 30 degrees right, join Victor 2-1. Number 92 Whiskey, contact SoCal approach 135.4.
Let's see what we got here. Yeah, I remember the 182. Maybe I just didn't know that that was...
992 Whiskey, contact SoCal approach 135.2, correction 135.4.
Okay, 35-4, 902 Whiskey.
Correction SoCal approach 135.4.
135 for 902 Whiskey. SoCal approach, Navajo 902 Whiskey, 12500.
Navajo 992 Whiskey, SoCal approach, Ontario altimeter 2997.
97, thanks. 902 Whiskey. Yeah, I do remember that picture of the 182.
Contact approach 128.1.
But I don't know if since I hadn't been to Big Bear yet, I just
Number 1 Hotel Echo,
probably
contact approach 127.4.
As Big Bear.
127.4, 1 Hotel Echo.
Number 132 Echo Foxtrot, runway 8, clear to land.
I think we're like right over.
Hotel approach TBM 2500 with air passing 7.4 for 900,000.
We're 259 Delta Sierra, SoCal approach, roger.
SoCal approach, Centurion 111 Hotel Echo.
There was ice on
3,800, climbing to 4,000.
For 101 Hotel Echo, SoCal approach, roger. Advise you have the weather.
182 is the perfect plane to do that trip in. It's got just the right amount of guts.
Negative on the weather, and the approach is the full VOR Alpha approach. 1 Hotel Echo.
For 1 Hotel Echo, roger. Advise you have the weather.
We'll do 1 Hotel Echo.
I love it when Brandon controls. Brandon, if you're listening, the very first time I had you on frequency, I can't remember who. I think Goldsy, somebody like there was another controller in it. And I think it was Goldsy. If not, it was Marcus, but I'm pretty sure it was Goldsy. And I got you on the frequency, and I went, oh man, this guy sounds like he's having a rough night. And Goldsy went, no, dude, that's Brandon, and he is having the time of his life right now. He loves controlling. It's like, but he sounds like he's so freaking pissed. Like, yeah, well, he likes that. I was like, that's fucking hilarious. This guy sounds like he's having the worst night ever. 8 to 900.
SoCal approach, Centurion 111 Hotel Echo has the weather for Santa Catalina.
198.
For 1 Hotel Echo, roger. Cross Santa Catalina at 4,000, cleared VOR DME Alpha approach.
Oh, that's right. You have the gear.
Roger, clear for the approach past Santa Catalina VOR at 4,000. 1 Hotel Echo.
Sorry, 1 Hotel Echo, can you verify
exactly,
the approach your request again?
He sounds like he's just ready to rip your face off. I thought you said you wanted
the VOR DME approach.
But he loves it. He's having
Roger, yeah, the VOR Alpha approach, 1 Hotel Echo.
He doesn't miss hardly anything either. It's awesome.
November 1 Hotel Echo, roger. I won't be able to issue a passing grade if you fly that approach. You're required to fly the VOR DME Bravo approach.
Oh, roger. 1 Hotel Echo. Then 1 Hotel Echo. We'll fly the VOR DME.
Number 1 Hotel Echo, cross Santa Catalina at 4,000, cleared VOR DME or GPS Bravo approach.
Roger, clear the VOR 4,000, clear for the approach. 1 Hotel Echo.
That looks real. Just like that. That shot right there. I'm putting that on Instagram, making people think it's a real one. That's awesome. They're gonna laugh at the manifold pressure. I'll pull it back just for the picture. There. So because I actually don't have this plane as a profile in ForeFlight. Let's see. So those of you that know ForeFlight know this immediately, but if you hold your fingers down on two different areas, so just put two fingers down, it brings up this plotter, which is fully dynamic with calculations. So given your present speed,
and say parking.
just go like that, and you got 226 knots, it's going to take you 29 minutes, you got 110 miles, you're going to burn, if you had the fuel burn in there,
to be a delta to the ramp cross runway 15.
this is the fuel burn for 172, it's showing 4 gallons, which is, you know, not going to be the case, obviously, because this is way more fuel burn than that. But this is a simulator, so we don't really care about that calculation. But it's an easy way in X-Plane to figure out what your, what your ETA looks like given your current speed. Sorry about like that. Got fuel. Those gauges look a bit light. They do.
Check I've updated your Cat A rating.
Don't they? Yeah. Let's see what kind of fuel situation we got.
Number 902 Whiskey, contact approach 126.1.
Alright, 26-1, 902 Whiskey. SoCal approach, Navajo and 902 Whiskey, 12500.
November 902 Whiskey, SoCal approach, Roger, Palmdale, altimeter 3004.
Alright, 3004, 902 Whiskey, thanks. Yeah, so we have some fuel in there. I think we actually even have one more on that, but that should be good for right now. Economy cruise, 26 and 22 for what it's worth. Economy cruise, Jacob, are you freaking kidding me right now, dude? Economy cruise is at 26. What are we rocking right now? 43. And 22. I mean, we could maybe do 22. I don't think that's going to make too much of a difference. I mean, we're already like pegged probably at max structural cruising right now. 230 over the ground. It's 229 to be exact, because why not? We're moving. When did you find the extra fuel? I missed that. Oh, I just I flipped over to the different tanks. This is the fuel selector mumbo jumbo down here. So you've got the and it's upside down because you kind of look at it from behind. But you got inboard and outboard tanks, and you can just switch those. So right now we're working on the outboard tanks for the two engines. It looks better. I suppose you could have jerried that and random drive before switching. We've got a little bit of extra in there. So
9 Delta Sierra, contact approach 119.6.
If we run these down, we've got a little bit left.
Confirm 19.2 for 9 Sierra.
Much though.
Number 259 Delta Sierra, contact approach 119.6.
19.6 TBM, Sierra. Approach team 259 Sierra, 900,000 with Quebec.
Number 259 Delta
This is
Sierra,
always a cool
approach,
place to
Roger.
fly.
The localizer runway 27 approach.
The desert looks so good with the Northville. Like, look at that. Don't mind the shadows. Everything looks freaking gorgeous. Yeah, this is a pretty fun plane to fly. It's like it's good PilotEdge size, because you can get to a lot of these more like medium distant flights. You know, anything that's 100 or so miles. What was this? This was 200. This is a pretty good distance to cover. 225 miles, 230 miles. Like that's a pretty good flight on PilotEdge for an FSEconomy run. And if you're able to, you know, not really give a crap about fuel and run at 25 gallons per hour, 50 gallons per hour, you know, you could get some good speed going. I mean, 230 over the ground is pretty nice. I miss the old Jerry flights when he'd rip the radios from the panel with an Allen wrench to fix them by blowing up. Frickin' Jerry. Explain, you can change the tail number on the aircraft, yes, or are you using the default tail number on PilotEdge? Great question. I am using the default tail number on PilotEdge for this point. If I fly a plane that's not, I mean, like 172 Sierra Pop, I'm not going to do that. But this one, I know that probably no one is flying this plane. Like, it's pretty, you know, at least in this livery and whatever. I would rather just have the quick reference if I forget what the tail number is, rather than picking something that I don't have the custom livery for. But I usually will fly a plane that I fly in real life, which is super easy to remember. For X-Plane, you need to purchase the add-ons for HD. Well, there are payware options, but X-Plane does have a lot of good freeware stuff. You know, like I've got a Sky plugin that's free. The orthos are free. I mean, how crazy is that? This scenery is free to make it look like that. It doesn't cost you anything. It's free. Potentially will cost you money in hard drive space, but for something that looks like that to be free is insane. Like, this is freaking awesome. And it's free. The plane obviously is not free, but you know, you can. I'm so frugal with this stuff. Like, I'll buy this one plane and then just fly it until I get completely sick of it, or it breaks or something. Like, I don't go just spending a bunch of random money on different planes and add-ons and airports and stuff like that. So,
Number 9 Delta Sierra flying 110, descend and maintain 7,000.
I have FSX, but by watching you now, I want to dude, it's the way to go, man. It really is the way to go. For sure biased, because, you know, had a good time with it, but it seems like the industry is moving towards X-Plane 11 with all the third-party developer support. So you'll have some cool stuff coming out continually. Alright, we're probably at least going to get dropped from a flight following just in time to close down PilotEdge. Gatorbait, good evening. Happy Monday, almost Tuesday. Have you done the Turbo Commander? No, I have not. Do not have the Turbo Commander. That thing is really cool, though. Helicopter, highly recommend X-Plane. I haven't really done a lot of helicopter stuff. I've just flown around in the default one, which is pretty fun. Gator, how are you doing tonight, man? Excellent. recommendations on flight schools out of Riverside? That is not Riverside. It's Flavon, right? Longest running video game series. No, it is Riverside. Yeah. What is Flavog? Flavog is RID, I think. RIR, that's right. Okay. I don't know, Gatorbait. I would say, how many are there? And do a discovery flight at each one of them. Check out the planes and you log time.
Number 1 Hotel Echoes, no traffic observed between you and the Catalina Airport. Or cancellation by
I don't have any thoughts on
ATC. On the ground on
Gator.
122.2. Radar service terminated. Change to advisory
And
frequency.
forgive me, I don't know if you're in the Discord or not.
Roger, 1 Hotel Echo. We have
that is a
airport
perfect
inside,
question for
cancel
Discord. There are some
IFR
ATP
cancellation
pilots
is
in there.
received, and you'll just need to give me a call once you left.
And some non-ones that went in a different direction. So you ask that question in the Discord, and we'll get you hooked up with at least some opinions. Maybe not necessarily an answer. I don't know if that's an answerable question or if it's more of an opinion. Results will vary, but I flew SC-300s out of CCR for a while. I love helicopters. Can't afford them. Yeah, they are expensive. Yeah. ATP quoted me $90,000. Holy crap. Oh, Chefster. Okay. Got it. Thank you. So yeah, toss out the question on the Discord. 90,000 is crazy. Gator, are you...
SoCal departure, 111 Hotel Echo,
you don't have your
Wrigley,
PPL,
and switching over to Catalina traffic.
But you want to you want to go airlines, I'm assuming. So goal airlines, no PPL.
Remember 902 Whiskey, contact Los Angeles Center 125.27.
2527 902 Whiskey. Correct, nothing yet. Just do okay. Do you have your private now, or you don't have your private now? Or you're just talking about for just private? Okay. Oh, for you just want to get your private right now.
Number 900 Delta Sierra, descend and maintain 5,000.
Interested in private. Okay.
Down to 5,000 CBF, down to Sierra.
Nice, Kiro. Welcome to the club, dude. You're gonna love it. Okay, you have nothing this time, but you can private. Okay. Los Angeles Center, Navajo 902 Whiskey 12500.
Number 992 Whiskey, Los Angeles Center, Roger. Sandberg altimeter is 3021. Maintain VFR.
3021 902 Whiskey. Thanks. That got out of hand. 3021. Wow. High pressure coming in. Yep, Alex knows what's up. Island hopping in Hawaii with a bear. That sounds awesome. You got some nice orthos in there. Got some good sceneries. For private, last quote I got was 9,000, but that's because I'll have to train in a 182 tall guy problems. 90 sounds like a lot. I mean, 9,000 actually sounds pretty good. Tall guy problems for sure, Jacob. I don't have storage for ortho, but I do have X-Vision, which makes things look a lot better. Nice. Well, go to newegg.com to pick up very low-priced hard drives.
Number 900 Sierra, turn right heading
Just
180.
load that thing up. Get a nice little, I mean, even like a terabyte would help, but 2 terabyte hard drive, shove that thing in there. just start orthoing all over the place. Gotta slide it in there every once in a while, you know. Sign up for Newegg emails to get the best deals on all of your hardware stuff. How's our meter looking? We might want to just go straight into New Koyama. I don't know if I want to screw around with anything. We're set up for the straight in on 28 anyway.
Number 9 Delta Sierra, descend and maintain 4,000.
There goes Cessna, working on his I ratings. Does Newegg sell gaming PCs? Yes, we sell full systems at actually really good prices. There's some really well priced full systems. And those ones definitely sign up for the emails because we've got some...
Number 259 Delta
I work
Sierra,
for the email
department. Turn right heading 240.
So my
4,000 till
department does all of
runway, localizer, runway 27 approach.
Promotions. And I will say that knowing how we put together those emails, they are the best prices for whatever particular product it is on the internet. Now the question is the product that you're looking for going to be on an email? That's hit or miss, but we send them out all the time. So if you like to browse hardware, get the email, look through it, see if there's anything that that you want, and just know that those are the best prices. I'd suggest budgeting for private plus instrument. The IFR training and capability will very much come in handy, and it would be great to do from the start if you can afford it. I highly recommend doing it from the start, with a little bit of a gap in between though. Enjoy the PPL for like a month and then start studying again.
1 Hotel Echo Roger, I've updated your I-7 rating tonight.
Those nice little clouds over there, speaking of IFR. Those look nice.
You too.
Yeah, Gator, dude, honestly, go try them all out. Like you can set up a discovery flight with each one of them, fly their plane, get an hour of instruction, fly the plane, get a feel for the instructors and how they run things, interview them, and pick whichever one you like the most or fits your budget. It's awesome. Like that is completely within your right to do that. Like how many are there? Probably like 3, 4 tops maybe. I don't know how many training operations there are at a Riverside, but there can't be too many. And just call them all up. Schedule something. You could schedule a flight right now. You don't need anything. You say, I want to schedule a discovery flight. Buy a logbook for like $8 at the FBO, and just start. You can have. There's 4 flight schools. You can log 4 hours, and learn something new each flight. That is how I would do it. Because recommendations are really going to be dependent on the actual CFI. The flight school will have
Carenado Delta Sierra, contact Burbank Tower 118.3.
Certain things. Didn't know you could. Yeah, you can absolutely. Yeah, as long as you have a CFI in the plane, you can absolutely.
Number 259 Delta Sierra, Burbank Tower. Wind 290 at 7, runway 27.
Well, I think we're going to make it with fuel, so that's good. I have 1.4 logged just from discovery flights. Yeah, see, Alec? Piece of cake, dude. But yeah, I mean, you're paying them, like you're hiring them, Gator. So you should, basically interview them. Just go fly with them. But the recommendation stuff, I mean, it's really going to be like, hey, I flew at OCFC and it was, it was fine. But it really depends on the CFIs because they're so, CFIs, the experience you'll get with different CFIs varies so wildly that even if someone does have a recommendation for a flight school, it may not be the same experience that they had, given the fact that it's a different CFI, more than likely. More than likely. Okay, we can start heading down now. Center Navajo 992 Whiskey, we're going to start our VFR descent.
November 902 Whiskey, roger.
Yeah, absolutely, Jacob. And here's a little tip too. If you don't want to like sign up for the emails and get them in your inbox, which is fine, I'll give you a link. If you go on the upper navigation, you can see the thing that says deals and services. It's the second link down that says email deals. That shows the latest email, which isn't like you'll get the deal sooner if you get an email to you. These are posted after the fact. But here's a good example. WD Blue 2 terabyte hard drive for $46. That'll fit a bunch of ortho. Let's go bank to the left, avoiding that little. DC jets, that's not necessarily a morbid thing, that's just like a practical thing to keep in mind. You know, most people that have life insurance are typically a little bit older, and at least when we see people that are entering in flight school or thinking about flying, they tend to be a little bit younger, if they're looking at it from a career perspective. But that is a good point to bring up, that if you currently do have a life insurance policy, that it may be void with flying, when you fly. But yeah. All right, and this actually might set us up even better for a straight into 2-8.
Aircraft, look time now 0600. All pilot control positions now closed. Class Alpha Bravo Charlie and Delta airspace procedures are no longer in effect.
We almost made it.
Aircraft monitor IFR, monitor the appropriate advisory frequency. And PilotEdge will resume operations at 0800 local. 900 Delta Sierra, I've updated your CAT 8 rating, and you have a good night.
See ya! See you later.
Vessel 176, turn right hotel, contact ground. See ya.
Right at hotel, contact the ground. See ya!
Love that. Remember, folks, the number one cause of crashes is engine failure, but the number one causes of that is fuel exhaustion. Yep. You can put in enough fuel. Isn't that awesome, Alec? That is the real John Wayne Tower controller. There's New Koyama, way out there. Frequency change approved. We can go to VFR, get some little VFR-age, catch a little weather update, and then we're 22.9. That's Koyama traffic. Navajo is 50 miles to the southeast, straight into a New Koyama. Let's see how close we are. Pretty close. All right, let's get iPad out of here. Let's get Autopilot disengaged. We are going downhill now, and we're at 244 knots. We're gonna keep the speed up. Would you ever make a recommendation for a specific gaming machine from Newegg that would be great for X-Plane if you saw it for sale? Yeah, I could. Yeah, Gator, if you wanted to, you know, if you found something on Newegg and wanted to, you know, post a link for it in the Discord or something, or, you know, just send me a message, I'd absolutely take a look at it. There's no, it's not a science, so it's really not that difficult. But, was that Gamo? I probably butchered that. Thank you very much for the follow. Welcome aboard. When you started your descent, what do you do with the props and mixture lever? I left it the same, but you'd normally, I mean, we're still pretty high right now, and we're going downhill, so there's no need to make any changes. If we were lower than, you know, 3,000 feet is about when you enrich in the mixture, and we're not close to that. But pattern altitude is 3,200, so we will go full rich on the mixture, but the altitude of this airport is pretty high. It's 2,200 feet, you know, relative to the rest of the basin, which is at pretty much, you know, within a couple hundred feet of sea level. So I was truly humbled when it came time to land landing in real life these days. Yeah, the first few, it's crazy, man. Cessna, we heard you, man. Congratulations. Right in the nick of time. Now we're about to come into New Koyama at 250 miles per hour. So look out. Okay, let's go. We'll go full. We'll slow it down now. I'll get the props coming up. And full pressure back. New Koyama traffic. Navajo 5 miles to the west. Full stop straight in at 28. Speed brakes on this thing, but we do have gear and flaps that basically act as speed brakes. Good.
3 mile final runway 28.
Down. Flaps. Speed coming down. Let's see if we can get close to buttering on this plane. This one's tricky to get butter. We got plenty of butter here. Not yet. Yeah, I haven't done the written yet, and I'm probably going to do that sooner than later with the delays in the plane. So we'll. we've got some extracurricular fun stuff happening in the next couple weeks as well. So taking it a little bit at a time. Negative 74. Dude, that's pretty low. We try it. We don't have a ton. What's up, Scooby? This isn't alright, there you go. Failure to thrive. Happy Monday. Oh! Holy crap. What do you say? 74? 60 will do it. Tank slapper. The wing off here. Yeah, that's good. That felt delightful. Sweet. Let's get the economy done. The 4 business travelers. We gotta kill the engines here. Oh, the light's coming off. We're gonna be full stop here. Engines are off. Finished flight. And we have 18 gallons left on board. It's not too bad. Oops. And let's get the passenger door open, static elements. Awesome. Let's see what we did here on FSEconomy. $1,600 on that one. That wasn't too bad. 3,500 there, 700. That's pretty good. Almost $5,000 for the night. Let's check out that landing though. That thing sounds awesome.
500.
Fly DC Jets, thank you very much, man. Thanks for joining us. I did, Scooby, I did hit it up, but not in real life, if that's what you meant. Yeah, that is New Koyama. Which question says that? Where is the runway texture? The gear sound is hilarious. I didn't buy it. No, I just rented it. Yeah. I don't know why that. I don't know why the texture's just like totally gone now. What the hell? Hello. Anywho. Cool, guys. Well, thank you all so much for joining me tonight. That was a lot of fun. Some good old-fashioned FSEconomy flying. That is definitely nice. It's been a good break from the training flight debriefs and everything. Good chance to actually explore the simulator a little bit more. Jacob, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome aboard officially. Very nice to have you. Oh, and we're back. We have our textures are back. Awesome. Well, thank you very much, Jacob. I appreciate that. Almost got enough saved up for that V-tail. Nice, dude. Okay, so here is the Discord. Posted a couple times already, but if you guys would like to chat when we're not streaming, it's been picking up steam lately, and I could not be happier. It's really fun. The conversations are wide-ranging, but great and educational for the most part, with some exceptions in there. And then if you guys are interested in looking at some old stuff, including some of the real-world flying, there's the YouTube channel link. But anyway, thank you very, very, very much for hanging out tonight. And I want you guys to say hello to an awesome guy. I think this is gonna work. Iowa Scotsman. He is one of the best flight simulator fans and members of the community. So say hello to Iowa for me, and we'll see you guys on Wednesday. Thank you again very much for joining me. Peace out. And we're gonna raid too, so I think you have to accept the raid, right? Yeah, there we go. Rating in 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Coming in, Iowa. See ya.